Welcome back to the NECC Network. My name is Bearlight, and joining me in the booth this time is Ult Charge from the NECC as well. You typically find him in Overwatch, but here on the Rocket League side of things. Ult Charge, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing good, ready to watch what should be a very good emergence game. What I noticed about these teams, we've got Cumberland Phoenix, the number 2 team, going up against the Bethel Pilots, the number 4 team. But Bethel, they have fought their way through this bracket. They last 3-1 the number 1 seed RMC. So Bearlight, it looks like we got a good one on our hands. How are you feeling after the last one you just watched?
Oh man, it was a doozy. Lots of defensive prowess here on the pitch, and it's been that same way throughout the entirety of the broadcast, even with me not in the booth. So I seriously doubt it ends here because obviously, like you mentioned, Bethel University on a mission here as they'll be going up against Cumberland Phoenix, who is the number 2 seed coming in. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rosters here, and game number 1 will be up shortly. But Cumberland Phoenix coming in. Just kidding, we don't have the roster graphics here, but again, this team has been super stout. Number 4 coming in. The last time these two teams matched up, Old Charge, it was a 3-0 victory for Bethel University. So this team comes in confident, or Cumberland Phoenix rather, over Bethel. So Cumberland comes in very confident, but after a number 1 victory for Bethel University, it might be a little bit of a different story.
Yeah, they are starting to play some of their best Rocket League, and it looks like we're underway, and already threatening the goal here is Bless, and it looks like, besides might be wrong, is Bleth and Bears Rock? Yeah, okay, so they are on the side of Bethel University, so make sure you keep that in mind in case the scoreboard is just like this, a little bit longer, chat.
You're right, this ball will be floated up, and now looking to transition here, but Anonymous able to jump on this one. As you see the update now, it's Cumberland trying to go and establish some opposite presence, but it's right back into the opposite zone from Bethel. But up by Dominator, but it's maybe played across again as Bethel looks to amp up their offensive presence. They continue to really put pressure on, even when they're in the opposite zone and taking a shot. Somebody's out to try to get a bump, try to get a demo, and it's been a bit of a back and forth tilt here so far in this one.
And coming from our last matchup, Chad, if you were watching, that was a Champions Division matchup. This year's going to be the Emergence Championship. So, Bearlight, you know a lot more about like the divisional structure here in the NECC. What can Chad expect from level of play as Bears Rock just has a nice upper 90 pocket for the first goal of the game?
Well, you know, it's going to say the Emergence division here, and the Emergence White is a little bit of the lower end of the talent group as far as, you know, players go. They look to really establish themselves, grow in talent as well. But that shot kind of proved me wrong here, right? That was a great shot to the far side, so although it won't be as high energy and quick play as we saw in the last one, when it's a grand finals here, Old Charge, you can expect these two teams to come out popping, and sure enough, that's what we've seen so far as Bethel first goal, almost answered by Cumberland as they go right back down the field. But Bethel, a chance again, but some great defense on the other end by Donovan.
And as Bears Rock brings this one out of his own end, or at least tries to get it along the right side, I think what we can expect is a little more mistakes, but Bearlight, what that can really mean is some flashier plays to capitalize on those mishaps we see on defense time to time here right now. Bethel taking this one out of the end, but a midfield challenge by Dominator keeps this one along with 50-50. And I'm just trying to get it back down in their own end. Dominator tries for a center, but it doesn't look like anyone's there.
He just got cut off in the process as well, as you know, they waited a little bit too long, and that'll happen. They'll jump up and really disrupt the play in the middle of the field here, as Bless will leave it back. Dominator able to hop on this one. He goes to the ceiling for this next opportunity. Goes across. It's a touch off the back wall, but really no support there from Cumberland, as they'll have to kind of reestablish what they wanted to do with that position. But by the time they do, it's Bethel, and they're right back out of the zone. This shot, a little bit wide. The follow-up opportunity is there too. They go wide with that one too, but another support in a riptide. It'll be the equalizer here at 1 is Cumberland able to get one.
And that was the change Cumberland needed to make here. It seemed like their secondary efforts were kind of lagging behind in their first couple tries in this game, but there they had 2-3 shots right back to back, and Bethel just not able to come away with the save, and this one's all evened up.
Yeah, when you put on that many shots, eventually, you know, you play the bend but don't break method until you do. And there it goes again. Bethel with a quick answer. So back and forth as these two teams show why they made it to the finals as they answer, and they answer quickly as Bears puts in his second of game number 1.
And that one, the Cumberland defense just not quite set up. No trier there on the save. It Looks like they tried to amp up their aggression to find that last goal and didn't dial it back to get the defense in tune to where it needed to be. Now we've just got 2 minutes, 10 seconds left here, and Bethel are tasked with hanging on to a 1-goal lead. They'd love to make it bigger to buy some insurance, but in a championship game, we could see this one be very back and forth because these two teams are so tightly matched here.
They certainly are. There's a reason why they're number 2 and number 4 respectively, right? These two teams have been playing each other. Now Riptide able to answer it, so right on cue, back to a 2-2 scoreline. That's what you'll see here. These two teams really digging deep here, because in the Emergence division, you also have teams that can be a little bit more widespread in the rank-wise and therefore talent-wise, but you'll see your share of players step up one at a time, and for this one, it has been back and forth as Bethel will try and get back to the lead that they built early. Answered by Cumberland as Dominator on the defensive side of the ball. Will beat to it by Bears Rock. He tries to get across, but off the corner and played by the defense as Anonymous will leave it there. As maybe you're able to get to it. Bless follows it up off the corner. A chance as he'll kind of scoop it out the center, but so will Anonymous. They'll play it right back down the field. And looks like it'll be a bouncer. Dominator on it. The shot will go just a little bit wide. Who's there to follow up? It's Riptide, but another great defense there from Bethel. And again, we sit at a stalemate 2-2 with a minute 12 remaining.
Yeah, I love how the shots are coming a lot quicker here for Cumberland. They definitely made that adjustment early. They're starting to play with a lot more confidence here with just a minute left in our first game. A chance, though, for Bears Rock, and it is Bears Rock and Riptide just trading punches here. Bears Rock leads the lobby with all 3 goals for the Pilots. And now, if I had to guess here, Bearlight, it's Riptide's turn to answer.
Yeah, no kidding. It's got to be quick, though. A minute 1, which every single time there's been an answer, for the most part, it's been within about 20 seconds. So I think all eyes on this man. Take him off the field if you can. Sure enough, he touches this one back towards the zone. But Bears Rock already with the hat trick in this one, too, as he has all 3 from Bethel. So, yeah, the battle between these two players amps up. Here's Riptide right on cue. A chance to get a shot off is answered, though, from the defensive Bethel. Anonymous, rather, and try to play across. Bears Rock not having it as he gets a touch out. And finally now Bethel with numbers if they can hurry. Bless try to sidestep Dominator and will ultimately get past him and pop into center as Nabir's there but not able to get the touch. Anonymous will clear, and they'll have to use this last 20 seconds to establish some offensive pressure to try to get this last opportunity.
Bears Rock right now has a difficult clear in front of him. There's 2 Cumberland Phoenix attackers, and it looks like that one goes to the other side. Riptide with a chance there, but it's saved by Napier Legacy, and Napier Legacy picks up the aggression there with a demolition, as does Bless. So right now it looks like Bethel just trying to take as many Phoenix off the pitch as they can, and they do secure the Game 1 win.
They sure do, and able to hold strong there because Riptide was on his way to another one there. He had possession and a carry back towards the offensive side of his field, and pitch is, a great opportunity there to try and pull it and even it, but Bethel just... They got the first goal, and, you thought whoever's going to get the last goal would win that one, the way that they're trading back and forth, but ultimately it's Bears Rock who's able to get that hat trick and secure it for Cumberland, rather, as they're able to pull off that Game 1. So we'll get everything updated for you as well in the lobby, so it'll be just a second before we start the next one, but a strong start for Bears is, he's been the offensive presence all season long here, Old Charge, so nothing's really changed here as those two Titans went back and forth. He got the better of the two opportunities there.
Yeah, like you were saying in the pregame, I come from NECC Overwatch, but one of the few games I filled for Rocket League was this Bethel team, and I was shocked by Bears Rock's play. He led the lobby in scoring that night as well. I believe he had 9 goals throughout the set, but here in a best of 7, he could really rack up that number. It is scary how well this guy's playing, especially in a time where it is time for the championship match. I mean, this guy plays on the 4 seed. They just toppled the higher ranked seed in game number 1, 3-2. They just beat the number 1 seed a week ago. I mean, this team is just playing their next level of Rocket League at a time when it matters the most.
Yeah, exactly. And, Cumberland came in and 3-0'd Bethel the last time we saw these two teams face off. And so to see Bethel jump back out to that 1-0 lead is huge for them confidence-wise. Although that being said, Cumberland will jump out to the 1-0 lead here in game number 2. It's Anonymous this time, his first of the series.
Anonymous getting involved on the scoreboard, letting us know that they've got a little bit more scoring prowess outside of Riptide, and that's what they're going to need because it does seem like for Bethel, and I noticed this the last time I casted them, that Bears Rock is tasked with so much on the offense. Cumberland Phoenix, they come in as the 2 seed because they are a little bit more of a well-rounded squad, and they have been all season, so they need all 3 members tonight to just click in case they want to beat this Bethel team who's playing at such a streaky pace. What a chance there, but Bears Rock not able to get the tip home.
Yeah, and followed up, though. A chance there from Bless, but also answered from the Cumberland defense, and they're able to get out temporarily as Napier will try to challenge us in midfield. Bears Rocks, the star goal scorer of the last game, and basically the rest of the season will continue to try and put on the pressure there. Another shot from Bethel. He'll hang here in the corner, but not able to connect on this one, so Anonymous able to get it across for the time being. Dominator to follow up that chance too. Bless will shield it in the corner. It's a pinch to go out this center field. Dominator waiting on this one though, and will beat Bless and another defender as well, left with just Bear in the backside, and he's not able to connect either, but it's so hard to read from Anonymous. A great opportunity missed there nonetheless as that one went through the box and out.
And that is, of course, one you would love to have scored there, but like you were saying, such a tough read. Anonymous goes for a secondary try here, but that one goes just right of the net. Now up in the corner is Riptide, but goes down before challenging there. Wants to play the ground here and see if they can cheek out a rebound, and it looks like Dominator coming up. Blessed with the save. Now this one still, though, fought along the pilot's end, and it's got to be Riptide again, and Cumberland jump out in front 2-0.
Yeah, Anonymous set him up beautifully too as he plays it right back in the zone. That extra touch, I thought that was going to go. It just went a little bit high. But of course, Riptide being that goal scorer we saw in game number 1, of course he's going to follow that up and be ready for it should it not fall. And he jumps in at the right time, right through the slot in order to get that one to go. 2-0 now Cumberland, as they were bested by the number 4 squad in game number 1, like you said, in Bethel. But since then, they've looked really good. Bethel looking to answer like they did so many times in game number 1. It's Napier off the back wall, a follow-up as well, but Riptide with a great defensive save, and that'll be Cumberland right back into the zone.
And this one's so important for Cumberland, too. They were used to 3-0ing this team in Bethel in the regular season, so a little bit stunned they might be after game number 1 where they were beaten 3-2. But here, Bears Rock with an air dribble try, but it doesn't go. But the second chance, and it will find it. Blessed there, sparks the goal, Selly.
Yeah, we saw 2 setups back-to-back, this time by Bethel, so these 2 teams have been super close in this one, as Bless will be the goal scorer credited here, but again, Bears Rock with some offensive presence to begin that entire sequence. He's been great on the offensive side of the ball, and now Anonymous looking to answer this as well. The 50-50 will just allow it to hang here in the Bethel zone. They'll clear it, and Bears right back out to it. Will use the corner, tries to set up the angle there. The shot will not go, as Anonymous was able to jump on it, and Bless forced a lot of boost out of his tank. The shot's there, just wide. The ball up there from Bears, not quite there, so Riptide to play across again. Oh my, the battle continues between these 2 Titans.
Cumberland Phoenix, they are running 2 attackers for a lot of these cycles, but that might end up turning out something they don't want to do. Dominator able to get that one out of the zone there as Bethel were high flying for that offensive chance. Now it's going to be Bless challenging Dominator on this 50-50, and they'll take it down into the corner. Napier Lexi tries to center this one along, but doesn't quite get the touch, and Anonymous brings it out. That one, though, up top, threatens the crossbar, but doesn't quite find the mark.
Ooh, a crafty touch from Napier out of the zone, though, to set up Bears Rock, as now Bethel on the counterattack, but Anonymous going to settle it down here for Cumberland as they jumped out to this lead here, and they're just, feels like they're just trying to hold on to it, right? As Bethel has just turned the tides and has really put on some offensive presence, but they'll have to be forced to do it again from their own end with 53 seconds remaining. And a chance to sidestep here. That's a roller, but a dangerous one, as that one will ramp up on the right side of the post. And Napier will try to get it back out, but he is bullied in the process. And Cumberland with more offensive pressure here and just will kill more time off the clock. A shot a little bit high. The follow from Riptide perhaps not there. A great chance from Cumberland, but just couldn't quite connect. Anonymous will go back up, but not quite able to connect with that one either. And we're down to 30 seconds now.
And they have had so many chances. I think that's 3 or 4 now that have just been near misses. And it's Dominator here trying to slam one home, but can't quite find it as Bears Rock comes up with the save. But this Cumberland Phoenix team has had the offense in this game to really light up the scoreboard. This could be a 5-1 game, but just those close misses haven't quite found the back of the net, and this one is still close with just 5 seconds left. Bethel, they've got to keep this one in the air and try to make a clutch play, but instead this one rolls in so slow at the buzzer, and that'll be the icing on the cake for Cumberland to take game number 2.
It sure will. It looked like they wasn't sure if that one would count or not on the scoreboard. No, it won't, but either way, a great job to hold off for Cumberland throughout the entirety of the last 3 minutes there, as they were able to just kind of kill some time. They got on their heels a lot, and Bethel had some opportunities there, Old Charge, but ultimately it was Cumberland able to hold off and really, play the style they wanted to play, which was get to a lead early and limit the answers, right, from Bethel, because, evening this series at 1 was also important, and that was one of the ways they were able to do it, on top of the fact that they had speed. Their shots are on point as well, so we have ourselves another close series here at Old Charge, and I'm here for it. Game number 3 about to fire off.
Yeah, and like you were saying, they were coming at him with speed in that last game, and that is important because Bethel seems to rely on Bears Rock igniting a lot of their offense, and they're running 2 defenders on a lot of their rotations. Cumberland Phoenix, just like that, they're coming up with follow-ups left and right as Dominator puts that one home, finishing the chance there, set out in front. And again, like you were saying just in our last intermission, that early lead is so important, and Cumberland take it here.
Sure enough, it's the youngster of Dominator. He's paired with, hear me out here, he's paired with Comet the senior and Riptide the graduate student. So he's with the older crowd here, and so it's good to see the youngster put in some work here and get that first goal here for Cumberland. Another chance. Riptide couldn't quite find the angle there, but another great opportunity from Cumberland Phoenix going to come up that short. And now the transitional play, it was available there from Napier, I believe, of Bethel. We'll have to play to the corner and play defensively as the answer right back. These two teams like to stretch the pitch. They like to go coast to coast, and you can tell that's one of the reasons why offense is amped up in this series.
Yeah, they like the long ball. They like to leave an attacker lingering, like we can see on both wings here as Bears Rock goes up for this aerial, but it's Riptide with a stunning save there, just sprawling out for it, saving it from entering the top part of the goal. And yeah, those flankers on the outside, they go for these long stretch passes. They've got a member down there. It's not everyone just hanging back. They explode in their offense. And that's what I love to see in a championship game, is teams starting to take chances.
Yeah, definitely. And plus, we'll even the scoreline here at 3:45 remaining on the clock. And Bethel, are you surprised? Whenever Cumberland gets a goal, Bethel answers, and vice versa. It's been that way all series long, so it would have been a long shot for Cumberland to jump out to a 2-0 lead. Bethel able to get the equalizer here, a super important one to really have confidence-wise, as they will go right back to work off the kickoff as well. Maybe you're trying to challenge the youngster in Dominator, but it'll be anonymous to play directly back out. Bouncer will go across to Riptide, allowed plenty of space, but he couldn't quite get his shot off as it eludes him a bit, and Bethel will try and play out of the zone, but trapped again. Cumberland's offense just relentless as far as keeping this pressure on.
And it's going to be so important here as Bethel get the clear. Both of these teams so far in this set have scored 5 goals through our first 2 and now almost a half games. Game number 1, game number 2, they were both a 1-goal differential. Bethel trying to jump out in front here, but that one just barely misses the right side bottom 90. And it looks like Riptide struggling to bring this one out, but the defense for Cumberland is still back. But still, this ball is in a very dangerous spot for the Phoenix, and Dominator able to get it clear, but only briefly as Bears Rock brings this one back into the corner. And what I'm noticing, Bearlight, is there's a lot of time on this ball just being in the corner on both sides of this game. It's not like the offense is just meeting in the center or ripping long shots. There's a lot of setup time for these plays coming out of the corners.
They sure are. They're finding their teammates really well, especially for the emergence division. You can tell that these two teams are making advancements, taking strides, right, and really representing their programs to the best of their abilities. And it's really, really great to see as you see Bears Rock, the offensive stud, also making defensive plays too, right on cue. And Napier tried to get it out for Bethel, but they've been trapped here for a hot minute, as although no boost, Riptide's still going to challenge the Bethel defense. Dominator will try to keep it in now. A chance to get that 50-50 in a dunk, but a crafty play from Bears, as Riptide will jump on this challenge. Bears will get it out of his hands, but this should be temporarily. Another shot and a goal from Dominator as he plays that one almost perfectly, and Cumberland back out to a lead.
And there were 2 pilot goaltenders in the net here, and look at this ball just thread the needle. Napier Legacy gets a touch on it, but didn't quite have the read as fast as he needed to make that save. And now we've got a 2-1 game with just under 2 minutes to go. Cumberland, I mean, this is a time where you would love to get the offense going because these two teams have just been trading punches like a heavyweight bout slugfest. And Bethel Pilots, they are looking for an answer fast. They don't want this one to get into crunch time like it did last game.
Yeah, no doubt. You want to answer back like you have been all series long and not have to worry about it because this 136 will tick down a little bit faster than usual. I'd like to see him kind of calm down, right? Take a break, take a quick breath rather, and get back to work. There's a good passing play, which could be indicative of the fact that they were trying to get back to it as Bless will get kind of bullied there in the corner and couldn't do much with it as he was handcuffed from the bump of Cumberland's defense. Maybe you're trying to challenge the pace as he'll go across with this one. Anonymous read it all the way, though. Will play it back out of the zone, and Bless forced up quickly with that one. This will kind of lay itself out towards the middle of the field, but Bears Rock able to jump on this one. Riptide will play it to his own corner, but that's dangerous as they were already on this one. Bears Rock has a chance. The shot from an angle. Dominator able to make that save and keep it out for now.
Dominator Miraculous gets a follow-up chance off the wall there, but not enough sauce on it to get it into the goal. Just needed a little bit more heat there to send that one home and put Cumberland up by 2 goals. Now it's going to be Bethel from the right side. Bless trying to set something up, but just kind of misreads that ball, and now it ends up in the corner. They're going to have to stop themselves and set up another play here as Bears Rock goes for an upper 90 chance. Doesn't quite find it. Napier with the follow-up. That one saved by Riptide, who has been on the defensive side of the ball in this one.
He has been consistently.
Oh my!
Continues to show up. Another huge save there. And with 16 seconds left, Bethel will only have realistically one more chance to try to move the pitch. Bless will try to start off that sequence, but it's going to be bested by Anonymous as he's able to get to the zone quickly and try to shield it from there. But a pitch will work itself out. 2 seconds left. Need to keep it in the air. Dominator will keep it out for the time being, but it'll hit the ground. Bless couldn't quite handle it. Cumberland will be up 2-1 in the series.
And it is hard to ask for anything better than this, Bearlight. All 3 of these games so far decided by just a goal. And when you're watching a championship, you're already on the edge of your seat trying to find out which way this one's going to go. And right now, it is so unpredictable, and it's so important to just keep mentioning this is a 2-seed versus a 4-seed. Bethel has just been tearing through this playoff bracket against opponents who are all seeded better than them. And what that tells me is that this divisional structure we've got going on in the NECC is really working well, because a lot of the time you might see number 1 and number 2 seeds kind of coast to the championship, but here it seems like they're always going to be challenged.
Yeah, it's the perfect balance to really see these teams step up when they need to, when they're capable of doing it, and that just means that these divisions were perfectly placed because such close action, right? To get that talent, especially at the lower ends of the talent level, sometimes it can be a little bit more displaced. In this case, it's perfect, right? Just overall great balance. In this one, though, in game number 4, as you see it start up now, Bethel. Again, we've seen them answer over and over again as Cumberland and Phoenix as they're able to score, within games. So I would like to see an answer here in this series as well, as they won game number 1, but since then Cumberland has won 2 straights, and they look to get back to an offensive presence to try and gain an early lead here in this game number 4.
And that early lead's so important. The team that has scored first has won every game so far in this set. And this one could put Cumberland Phoenix on championship point. Oh, Dominator! A miracle save there on Bears Rock. Now breaking out of the zone, but Napier there beating him to the ball. And like I was saying, this one decided by that first goal every single game in this set so far. And right there, Dominator just made a miracle play to make sure that Bethel didn't jump out to that 1-0 lead.
Yeah, because Bears, we've seen him very well. He's able to score, and that shot was no exception as far as his talent level shows, and they're still able to make that save. Impressive work from the defense of Cumberland as Anonymous able to play it back in the zone. Riptide was getting boozed, so he didn't know to turn around and try and get towards that challenge. Maybe the right decision as they wanted to rotate back and get in their rotations early. Bless will try to find Napier out in the center of the field. It was kind of loosely played, but somehow Napier still got back to it, and nobody left back here. That miss will actually serve as a fake. Anonymous forced back into it, and off the corner it goes. Riptide able to get to it. Bless not able to connect. We'll try to bump out Anonymous in the process, and we'll eventually do that as cherry picking Bless not able to connect here, and so Now you see these two teams play all the way down the field, and although they're not connecting quite yet, it'll be dangerous if one of these teams can figure out those passing lanes.
And the ball is flying in game number 4 as Bless finally punches one home, and Bethel take the 1-0 lead here. We have not seen close, soft touches here. It has just been sending this ball end to end, trying to create these breakaway chances, and there Bless kind of capitalizes on the high-flying offense and gets that aerial goal up close.
Sure did, yeah. Jumped up for that 50-50 challenge to get the dunk, that's what you call it, in the Rocket League realm. And yeah, that was probably the slowest we've seen the ball travel in the last 30 seconds, and it was on the goal because he was able to just get that dunk and allow it to kind of float its way back into the net. So Bethel right back on top, which is where you want to be right now, especially when this could go to match point with the Cumberland win. You want to build a little bit of confidence and perhaps walk away with game number 4 if you can continue to work the offense they have so far. Bears Rock will now look to settle, but Anonymous able to jump on that challenge before they can do much. Although a floater will work its way back towards the zone. A bit of a mistake there from Dominator, but no harm done for Cumberland. They'll try to kind of calm down here in the corner. But Bears, another touch. The shot's there. Wow, what a shot there from Bears as he's able to find that angle. It'll be 2-0 for Bethel in game number 4.
What a touch up top by Bears Rock. Gets way over Dominator. Riptide too far close to the ground. Does not have a chance to stop that one. And this might be one of the first times and one of the only times we're going to see a 2-goal lead in this set. That's a huge opening for the Pilots. It usually doesn't seem like much with this much left in a Rocket League game, but with how close this championship has been, I mean, this is, may I say, insurmountable, but let's be honest. 2 minutes left. Cumberland has had the offense flying so far in this game. They could respond early. They could respond just seconds after they get that opening goal of theirs, but still having a little bit of trouble cracking the Pilot armor here.
Sure enough. Oh, the third man committing in. Napier, a risky move, but the right one, as there was an opportunity to try to play that to the far side and get a shot off. Just denied on that by Cumberland. A chance there for Bless as well will be answered. And back down the field they go for Cumberland. Unfortunately for them, they kind of just handed off possession here. You see Riptide back off of this one, and Bears Rock to move it forward. This will bounce high off that corner. But Riptide already up for it. Napier forced around to it. Called on to the ball by the Bethel defense. As they play a little bit more conservatively, they got to be careful with that strategy as Cumberland, when they get striking here, if you're on your heels, they will make you pay.
Yeah, this has been one of the few times where Cumberland have actually been able to smell blood in the water, and Dominator takes a bite. Lights the lamp there with another close range dunk, and Cumberland now make this one a 1-goal game, just over a minute to play. Could this be the first time we've seen the team that scores first not actually come away with a win? Cumberland just made it so interesting.
They did. Right now, 1-goal differential feels a lot easier to overcome than that 2-0 mark. As Bethel's defense, a little bit of a collapse there as they look to try and tighten things up on the back end. So they'll look to try and get back to a rotation they're more comfortable with. Bethel, a chance here to jump back out to that 2-goal lead as Bless will take it off this side wall. He's the ceiling now. Couldn't really do much with it as he was handcuffed on the ceiling. Good read, though, from Riptide as he'll put it right back in for Cumberland. And they try to work it towards Bethel's box. This is up in the air. Chance touched out by Barris, and they'll try to transition now over the head of Riptide. 50-50 backwards here as Napier tries to get to it. Down to 20 seconds left. Anonymous will try and push it forward off the back wall, but no, it's answered by Bears again. Riptide with the back pass over to Dominator. Misses is the defense of Bethel. They'll try to put it back in and waste even more time. Down to 8 seconds left. Bears Rock plays it across. They'll have to go to the length of the pitch. It's Riptide. He floats it deep. Napier will keep it up in the air here. He can't get back to it. A chance for Cumberland. No, it'll be Bethel that kills it down to the ground, and they'll even the series here at 2. A great answer yet again, this time by Bethel, as they're able to win that game number 4 and just spread out the offensive prowess as everybody got involved on the offensive side of the ball this time, Old Charge.
Yeah, and yet again, a 1-goal game, chat. Are you fighting for the Phoenix, or are you believing in Bethel to pull off this insane run they've had in the playoffs? We definitely want to know. Send those messages, use those emotes, get hype, because these two teams need every inch of hype and energy that they can possibly get farmed from. So Bearlight, right now, this one is anyone's game. I don't think I've spectated a Rocket League game all night on either stream that was this back and forth, this close, every game decided by just a margin of one. It's been something to spectate.
Oh, it really has been. I think the only matchup in that's been as close as you see the first goal in for Blaz. Bethel able to jump out to another lead here early, so look at them kind of pop off there too. But the Rio Grande and Miami University match earlier definitely had those tones, but Bethel now showing up here as they equalize the series and now out to the 1-0 lead. This back and forth, this series is definitely making a case for being one of the most exciting series that we've had all night long.
And Bless, we've talked so much about Bears Rock's offense for these Bethel Pilots, but Bless actually leads the lobby in scoring here with 5 goals. Bears Rock has 4 to his name, so Bless really stepping up on that secondary offense. We do see Bears Rock come in with a lot of these first chances, but here as Dominator answers, Bless has really started to come into their own, and this is where you need your best players to play their best, but you also need your supporting cast. These guys like Bless and Dominator, who might be outshined by Bears Rock and Riptide, to start stepping up in these best-of-7 series. You just can't count on your #1 guy to bring you through every game, so I'm loving the support coming up from those two especially.
No, absolutely. And for Bethel, that's definitely been the case. It's one of the huge reasons why they won the last game. In fact, have a chance here as well to try to go back up on top. Yeah, Bethel, in that last game, everybody got involved. Like I said, in the offensive team play has been great, but now it's going to be answered here from Cumberland as Riptide able to put that one in and regain the lead here for Cumberland, or take the lead rather, as they jump out with 2 straight. This one off the front end of Riptide. We haven't seen that a whole lot since game number 1.
No, that is the very first lead change we've seen, and we are 5 games deep into a best-of-7. They've all been 1-goal games, like we've said, but that first goal has decided every single one of them. That might actually not be the case here, but as I say, Bears Rock rips a rocket from midfield, but it comes up saved.
Yeah, somehow got it away with that one for sure. As Bless will pass over to Napier. That's a crafty little touch to put it right back in the Cumberland zone. But Dominator was all over that one, as he's been the offensive presence for Cumberland as well. We'll try to continue to create chances here. Demo will free up some space, though, as Bears Rock able to try to get it to Napier. Maybe not as much space as they wanted, as Dominator right back on it. Riptide up to the side wall now. Will kind of hang back, knowing his teammates are a little bit farther back here, too, or getting demoed as well, as you saw Bless on the back end able to get to it.
And what I like so much about these teams too is, like we keep saying, 1-goal games, there's so much pressure on. Riptide's chance denied there by Bears Rock, and the 2 defenders for these teams, Napier Legacy and Anonymous for the Cumberland Phoenix, they have been playing a stellar level of Rocket League as well, because it is hard. Your hands get a little shaky when every single game, especially with the stakes this high, is a 1-goal match, but these goaltenders for both teams have stayed calm, cool, and collected as Bears Rock gets the save there on Dominator's long shot. This one looking to be worked out by the Pilots, but a little bit of a miscommunication there keeps the ball in the corner.
Yeah, they double committed. They're the exact same distance away. Nobody called it, so a little bit of a breakdown of comms, but they'll be directly back on it as Bear is able to get to it for now. But a chance around the corner, and Riptide will thread the needle and bring it to a 3-1 Cumberland Phoenix lead. And now it's all stemming back to that double commit where their defensive rotation couldn't quite get back to where it was before. And Cumberland now up to a comfortable lead here. It's been rare that we've seen the 2-goal lead, but Cumberland back at it again. And looking to build off of this one. If they can get one more goal, and then in my eyes, that would be a bit insurmountable. As you mentioned before, we'll charge.
Yeah, just with how close this one has been, if you jump out in front 2 goals, you can just kind of re-strategize and just move your pieces back to the back line of this game. I mean, of course, I'm an Overwatch player, so I'm going to use backline instead of the back of the pitch, but you know what I'm trying to say. You just move all 3 of your members to defensive roles, and you should come away with one, especially with just this game being as close as it has been. Now it is Dominator coming up along the wall with a chance here, threatening the BU goal, but out of nowhere is Napier Legacy riding the wall for the clear, but it does not matter as Dominator comes back in and ices that one.
Not many cleaner setups than what Riptide had there. Look as he found Dominator, hit it the bottom side of his car to take off the velocity of the ball to place that perfectly into the hands of his teammate to finish that one for the 4-1 lead for Cumberland. and they've looked strong as they have all night long, and it couldn't come at a better time here, Old Charge. A chance to go to match point here, and they're making every opportunity to do so.
Yeah, and not just match point, the stakes are so high, this is championship point. There is so much on the line, hundreds of hours in scrims and VOD review to just kind of get your game to where it needs to be to win this particular match tonight, and this has been a battle, Bearlight.
Has been for sure. And now Bethel, they're battling back. They have another opportunity. Being bumped is the defenders, and Bears Rock able to pull it back within 2 because of it. The bumps, physicality always been helpful, but never at a better time here as Bears gets back to his goal-scoring ways.
Yeah, some physical play. It makes that a wide open goal for your best scorer to put home a chance. Now this one is within 2. There's 90 seconds to play here. Bethel, they're still hanging around. Cumberland Phoenix have not quite dealt with them yet in this game.
Yeah, no, it seems like maybe coming though, maybe on the doorstep, we'll see. As they continue to press in, here's Bless. He's got a chance to. Napier try to jump out and get another bomb for that one. Would have freed up some space, but now numbers the other way for Cumberland. It will roll out through the box up high. Left for Bless. That was a wise choice from Napier, as that could have been a dangerous play if he had gotten contact on that ball. Bears back on it. A chance for a shot. Denied by Riptide. Up on it is Anonymous. Able to get it past Bless for the time being, or I believe it was Bears rather. As Dominator tries to get right back down the field. Answered again by Napier. Bless is already up for this one. Whip resets there if he wants it. He eventually used it, but a little bit too late. Back to the box. A shot, and Anonymous with another big save. He's been great.
He has been great, and this Cumberland Phoenix defense in game number 5 here has had so much pressure on him. It seems like Bethel in the last minute and a half, too, has just been lacing shots on net. They're not missing the mark. They're not having those near misses like we were seeing in game number 1 and 2. These teams are heated up here, and I don't think we're going to see many more 1-2 games. I think the scoring is going to be wide open here as Anonymous sends one down, and that is good. With 16 seconds left, Cumberland Phoenix are short to win game number 5.
Yeah, we haven't seen this kind of prowess and back-to-back goals from a single team, a single squad. Cumberland going to try to ride that momentum again, like you said, into championship point as 5-2 the scoreline here. And a chance for Bethel to try and regroup here, get one goal back, and try to kill that momentum for Cumberland. But, man, have they looked a lot stronger. Down to 5 seconds left, and game number 5 looks to be in the hands of Cumberland Phoenix. Great job from them to secure it. They'll be on championship point moving forward as their offensive prowess comes alive. Their passing was on point here, Old Charge, and Dominator, the youngster, the freshman, showing up when it matters as everybody gets on the scoreboard for this Cumberland Phoenix team.
Yeah, you'll love to have everyone click. That just kind of boosts the morale, especially going into championship point. You finally get the offense to score more than 3 goals. They get 5 in this one. They really came alive as a squad here. And Bethel, they've fought so hard in this bracket. They've got to fight for one more match here to get this one to go to game 7. But right now, they can only take it one at a time.
That's exactly right. And Old Charge, we know from the previous games here that they're not going anywhere. They're going to be here. They're in it to win it, right? There's a reason why they fought through the number 1 seed to get here. They may be the number 4 seed, but they are on a mission, and they are talented enough to take on this squad. We've seen it as they've answered every single thing that Cumberland's come up with. Goals, right? Assists, saves. Well, anything you can do, we can do as well. Can they do it better? That's going to require 2 games in a row that they'll have to win. Game number 6 rather, underway now as Dominator will try to start the thing, everything off for Riptide, able to put this one in for Cumberland Phoenix. They'll have the 1-0 lead.
And how many times can we say how much importance is on this first goal of the game? It is just so much, especially because Cumberland's offense was really starting to shine in that last game. Bethel is the ones who really have to get the touches going their way. They've got to find some lucky bounces and not miss a try. Misses on the net here are going to be unacceptable for this Pilots team. Right there, you just had yourself one goal. You've got to score in this one. Dominator again with a near chance, but now 2 members of the Phoenix are there. But Napier Legacy, the stud on defense, makes another stellar play with that save.
Oh, incredible way to stay in the play there, as it seemed like it all was lost there. 2 high-velocity shots, and he stayed in there when one went off the post, and the other one was right on target. But he found a way to get across and get to it. This one's kind of loosely out in front. Great opportunity for Bethel. They just couldn't quite get to it. The shot's there again. Dominator makes a great save. Napier back to it. The shot is in, and Bethel will even this game at 1 off the hands of Napier, who again made that save earlier in this one. Old Charge, he has been on top of things here in this game number 6.
Yeah, and on top of things, on the defensive side of the ball all night, that's Napier's first goal of this entire set deep into this game. Bethel relies on him to just be on the back side of the pitch, hanging in there for desperation saves, but now it is time to be aggressive. You need all the goals you can get here in this best of 7 where your back is up against the wall. Your season could end if Cumberland get this win.
Oh, a shot is a little bit wide too for Cumberland, as that's what they're after here. If you're just joining us, they are up 3-2 in this series and looking to close out. Meanwhile, Bethel has just been going toe-to-toe with this number 2 seed. Napier for Bethel Pilots trying to play it towards the corner, beat the defense. This one will angle itself up. Anonymous does get a touch. Well, that's kind of a miss right here. We'll have to leave it for Bears as they look to push into the corner now. We're inside on this one too, but it'll be Napier with another touch. We'll try to get that pass across, although he does. It was met right there in the slot by Dominator, and he'll play it and bounce it right back out. But Bethel doing a good job to hang here in this offensive zone. Finally a clear from Cumberland.
And a lot of 50-50 chances so far in this game. It's been a midfield battle. We were starting to see a few more soft touches, not quite the long ball like we were seeing in Game 5 when Cumberland's offense was clicking, but here they fire one off the back wall for a centering chance, but it is going to be boarded away by the Bethel Pilots, and now they're trying to break out of their own end, but Dominator now still down, and I like how Cumberland continues to leave an attacker deep in the zone just to try and redirect some chances that come their way.
Every single time they've had it, the double touch there from Dominator. The youngster strikes again, and Cumberland up 2-1 in this one. Off an incredible read, what an adjustment, and the double touch will find net.
Dominator, it is time to start saying your name more. Riptide, of course, brought this team through those early games that they won in this set, but Dominator's play has just sharpened so much going into these later games. Right now has both of the goals for the Cumberland Phoenix in this game number 6, and Bethel, again, that early goal matters as long as Cumberland keep on trading them. That's how they get the win here. Bethel needs to find 2 in a row to get this win, and we've only seen that happen 1 time in this entire set.
Yeah, it might happen. If they keep putting the pressure on, we'll have to see here. With 2:20 remaining on the clock, Bethel will have to do just that. And it's going to be a tall order the way that goals have been kind of sequenced here in the series, especially when Dominator's on the field. You're always going to have a tough time trying to work it around him, as he's been absolutely phenomenal in the mechanics. Bless with the delayed jump here. Anonymous able to keep it out for Cumberland yet again, but Bethel's still knocking on the doorstep. Napier will leave it for Bless. He had a chance for a shot here, not quite the velocity he wants on it, so it'll be left for Bears, and he'll jump on it next. Off that back wall, but Dominator again able to answer here. And we'll look to transition, but Riptide cut that one off. That's a shot on. They'll have to be careful. Good save. The follow-up is there. A shot. Dominator again. He's able to get back to it. Another incredible save.
Dominator, you've been a hero for the Cumberland Phoenix right now, just rising from the ashes to get both of those saves in desperation, but Bethel right now are still threatening. But who else but Dominator to finally punch that clear along the way and get Cumberland some space.
And finally some breathing room, as those opportunities were huge, but an even bigger answer by the man himself, and maybe another one, a goal from Dominator, as he has been the MVP of this one so far, and it will put Cumberland up 3-1.
Gotta be feeling so good right now is Dominator, just a minute 10 away from clutching out this championship after a team that has been so good, stunning everyone in playoffs. The Bethel Pilots right now, they've got to come up with an answer so fast. Dominator now streaks down the middle of the field, but Napier there to respond.
And he'll try to push it past, but he's denied, as Riptide will go back to work, get a touch. There's Rock. Back down the field, Napier looking to turn. Dominator again, just in their faces. You want to go anywhere, Bethel, you're going to have to deal with me. Go through me first. It has been the absolute theme for this one, as Dominator will leave it for Riptide. More time off the clock here. 40 seconds left on the clock now. Bears looking to try and sidestep Anonymous. Was not able to do so, but a great touch over to Dominator will relieve a little bit of pressure again for Cumberland. But Bethel will go directly back to it. Napier bumped off it. Dominator will leave it for Anonymous. They'll play it right back down the field. Time running thin here for Bethel Pilots. It's down to 20 seconds left. Cumberland will kill a little bit more time. Bless looking to transition for this one. We'll try the read here at midfield. Napier keeps it live. It's up. A pass across. A chance. A bouncer saved again. This time anonymous. And that'll do it. Cumberland Phoenix able to win the championship here in the Emergence White Division as they will take down Bethel Pilots by the count of 4-2.
And Bethel had such a close chance there with 9 seconds left, but Anonymous, who was relatively quiet in that last game, came up with one of the biggest saves of the entire set. But the main character, Bearlight, in that last game, it had to be Dominator. Such stellar play to get Cumberland Phoenix the championship.
Oh, I couldn't agree. I mean, you matched the double touch he had earlier in that one, the confidence with that pre-flip save he had about mid-game as well, which kept it close, or kept it at an arm's length, right, rather, for Bethel, as they were continuously inching back into the game a little bit, little by little, and then, you know, Dominator makes a big save, and suddenly you get a little bit frustrated if you're Bethel, and, you know, that confidence rolled into the double touch, eventually into the win. I don't think I have any argument against that at all, Olds. I think he's definitely earned it. Dominator, my MVP, at least in my eyes. If you agree, hit us in chat as well, as that was such an awesome sequence and series yet again at that 4-2 count, but every game neck at neck.
Yeah, neck at neck indeed. We're going to be having a short interview coming up in just a few moments. We're going to have one of the members of this winning Cumberland Phoenix team join us, so you're going to want to stick around before we have some words from the victor.
welcome back to the NECC Network. We have with us the champions of the Emergence Division. This team has absolutely thrown together quite this season, coming in as the number 2 seed. Cumberland Phoenix here in shot. Love to have all 4 of you here. Again, congratulations first and foremost for your championship victory.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It was a lot of time, a lot of hours and sweat and everything that came into this. And I could throw up, honestly. And I didn't even play.
Quite the season that you guys had. 8-1 was your final record, and you talk about the freshman and Dominator. It had an absolute outstanding performance throughout the entirety of this series. How awesome does it feel to have a program with such young talent and overall talent as a whole?
I mean, for me, we started this program last August, so we're in our first season. Last semester, we got knocked out in the playoffs, and I told Caleb, you're going to see me in the finals next semester. And you know what? We made it. We won it. I'm so proud of all these guys. Like, this is just a wild feeling.
Absolutely, and a finals matchup is always super intense. And for Bethel University, a team that you guys actually 3-0'd earlier in the season, they went toe-to-toe with you guys and definitely had an outstanding performance. But was that confidence there rolling in, knowing that you had the 3-0 win earlier in the season?
Well, we knew that they were going to be a tough opponent. I mean, they took out the number 1 seed, and I mean, coming in, I told them, I said, "Hey, it's postseason. Anybody wins." I said, "On paper, yes, we're supposed to win." I said, "But paper is not in this conversation." And mad respect to all of them. They put up hard fight. All the love over them.
Absolutely, Old Charge. I'll toss it over to you.
Yeah, it was really something to see you beat Bethel because they were that team that fought through the playoffs like no other team really did, topping the number 1 seed. So even though you had that 3-0, that confidence you got from the regular season, probably not there because you knew they were a team that transformed. I mean, for a 4 seed coming up like that, I just wanted to ask you, Coach Claypool, what do you think about like the divisional structure here in the NECC? Does it give all these teams that get to the playoffs a chance, like you were saying, as people might be used to esports seeing those top couple of teams rise to the top easily. What do you think is the case?
I mean, most definitely. I mean, every week, who knows how the games are going to go? This is what I tell the guys every week. I mean, you go in, you just play your game. I mean, we're dropping games to people that we don't think we expect to drop games to. We 3-0'd Bethel in the regular season. Go to game 6 with them. Like, it's a great structure, and there's competition everywhere and every game.
Yeah, exactly. Like the competition, this one was decided by 1 goal the first 4 games of the set. It was just so neck and neck. We were on the edge of our seat casting. I wanted to ask actually Dominator a question here. So you had an awesome game. That must feel good, but now you got a balance going into finals. There's a lot on your plate. You had playoffs here. What's your balance in life looking like at this point in the school year? Tell Chad about what that might be like because they're probably not familiar.
I really don't know. I just play video games.
Okay.
I have school. I have my finals this week. I try and put in as much hours as possible to just get better and better.
Yeah, I mean, it's about putting in the hours, and you guys put in a lot over the fall and over the spring, I'm sure, but it finally paid off for you here. So congratulations from me to the squad over there at Cumberland Phoenix. And Bearlight, I'll toss it back to you for anything else you might want to say to the squad.
Absolutely. I see the awesome esports arena behind you. I know that's relatively new as well. Really cool. Let's take a peek at that. Yeah.
Show it off.
Awesome stuff you guys have going on. First of all, awesome renovations. What went into something like this, building a program not only, online, but also in person, and what it does for the squad?
I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, going in, building this program, our expectations, we're, mid-tier, just doing this is just amazing. First year, I mean, we've been in many championship games, and, luckily we were able to take this one home, and, it's deserved, in my opinion.
Well, thank you guys, and congratulations on your tournament win. That was huge, winning the NECC. Thank you guys so much for joining us in the interview as well.
all the casting and everything. So hopefully hyped us up a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Got you guys. It'll be fun. Make sure you clip it and put it on Twitter for us, all right?
Oh,
It's
most
called
of
TikTok.
Sounds good. Thank you guys for joining us. Ult Charge, what an amazing series we had again here on the NECC network, and we're just beginning again. We have more series coming at you. This isn't the end. Stay right here on the NECC2 network as we fire up the next one. welcome back to the NECC Network alongside Old Charge. My name is Bearlight, again wrapping up another grand finals of the last one, but now we move on to the next one. It's Morningside University facing off with Hastings College in this Navigators Zion division here. We're excited to see it. Let's get right to the rosters as we see Morningside Esports JV coming in with Nelly, Unhallowed Blood, and Two-Tune Malone as the freshmen coming in for Morningside. And Hastings College, they're looking pretty good as well.
Yeah, they sure are. Tech Deck board coming in, DJ Rosilla as well. The freshman duo for this team, the young talent they have, has brought them to a Flush coming in, the junior business admin. They're probably the leader of this squad, but it is just a lot of young talent we're seeing, and we love to see the young talent come in deep into the playoffs, and especially here in a championship.
Yeah, of course. You want to see those players perform. Two-Tune Malone, like we said for Morningside, will be going as just Sean, or going by Sean for short. So keep that in mind, too, as we are about to fire up game number 1. But before we do, kind of want to get your predictions on this one. I know you haven't seen a whole lot of Rocket League, but I do want to ask, as the number 6 seed for Hastings College, as you see game 1 fire up, they went into the playoffs at 4-4. Did they have a shot against this number 3 team in Morningside?
Oh, they definitely do. Morningside's actually the 4-seeded team, I believe, and Hastings beat the number 3 in GFU Academy just last round in the playoffs, so they've played stellar, and this is a game where we're not seeing a top-seeded team, so these are teams, like we were saying, that have battled through this divisional structure we've got going on in the NECC, and competition has been close among all the ranks, so this might be another one where we go deep into the set, and it could be anyone's game. I definitely think Hastings has more than the play they need to actually steal this one away.
I'm with you, Old Charge. I do think they have a great opportunity to really make a statement here and say, hey, you know, we didn't have the best of regular seasons, but that doesn't matter once it becomes grind time. Once it matters, once lives are on the line, right, when it comes to the playoff sense, they will look to battle through and continue. Morningside, Nelly will try to roll with it, but he's shielded on that side wall, too. This one will be left into the corner, kind of loosely there, but Tech will take a shot, but it will be saved by Flexa, and they will get a great touch out from the corner, and another great job from Morningside to be ready for the passes down the field. We saw that a couple of series ago. We saw it in the last series. It'll continue to be that fine-tuned passing, and I mean, there's no mistake why these teams are in the grand finals to begin with.
Yeah, no mistake at all. And one little note about Morningside is they've got a couple dual athletes. It looks like Nelly and Two-Tune Malone both play a couple other sports. Malone plays lacrosse, and it looks like Nelly is on the bowling team for Morningside. So we've got some accuracy, we've got some power, we've got some dedicated gamers who know how to run in athletics. And honestly, Bearlight, that's kind of what you need to get to a championship. You know how to use, you know, your team members to the best of their ability. You get that from other sports as well, not just here in esports, but also, like we were always talking about through a championship night, is skill in the game you're playing. Awfully important to keep it competitive. But I'm looking to see which players for these teams actually rise to the top in scoring, because I'm relatively unfamiliar with the rosters.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, for Hastings, other things that come to mind is obviously communication and chemistry. Another one that goes underrated as well with those. Oh, what a save from Flexa! He's able to recover. It's still there on the doorstep. Hastings, a chance to step on this one, but Flexa able to get to it again. He's been great on the defense. The transition shot just a little wide. The follow-up, a bouncer will go a little bit wide as well. So a couple opportunities there from Morningside, but they will not quite strike as Tech allowed the chance to get back on it. Now the flex will get to it. It will be put right back in the zone by DJ as he will look to try and transition with it, but Rosilla forced backwards. Sean, a chance. Will look to try and play it across, but nobody able to get to that one either. So a couple opportunities both ways that go by the wayside here in the grand final. So whoever can start to take advantage of these opportunities will get the advantage early on in the series.
Yeah, and we've just seen a couple of awkward roll-ups close to the goal, but not really in a spot where you can make a centering pass or an angle where you can get a shot off. So it's just been a little bit of difficult teams to set up their offense and get the ball where they want to. But here we've got a shot and a beautiful save by Sean up the top. Follow-up chance here, and it's another save. Flexa comes up with this one for Morningside, and they're able to break it out.
Flex has been key on the defensive side so far early, as Sploosh will try to get to it and play across, but Nelly able to shield him here on that side wall. Orzillo Back to just Sploosh. Deck board, try to get to it as well, but it'll be touched out by Flexa. Sean takes a shot. It was well wide, but the defense wasn't taking chances for Hastings as they've seen him score multiple times over the course of the season, so they wanted to kind of shut him down where they stood. But Hastings right back into the zone. That shot a little bit wide. Sploosh, the follow-up, couldn't quite get to it either, and Sean will take a shot, but DJ Rorzilla, great job to answer that one.
I like how this one has gone so far. Both these teams just kind of trading long ball chances here, just kind of feeling out the opponent's defense, trying to figure out how many members they're going to be running in the backside of the field and how many attackers they're going to be coming at their defense with. So there's just a lot of scouting going on in this first game, which is what you'll like to see in a best-of-7 set like this, because we could be locked in for a long time. Crossbar and bar down and out chance for Sean. Follow-up try here, but Deck board in the center of the net, and that one finds the hood.
And Ellie will jump directly back on it to try and kill this one, but Deck board, oh, he floated it. He was aiming for that far side corner. Unfortunately for him, it was a little bit off the mark, so Sean will try to transition. This one's in the middle of the field. Deck board, a shot. This is a floater, a little bit more dangerous than they thought. It'll fall with just 2 seconds remaining. It'll be Hastings College at the 1-0 lead.
1-0, something that was so important to our last set. We'll see what the story is this time around as Deck board opens up the scoring here. Had no boosts left on that shot either, and with just a couple seconds to play here, Hastings are looking to get this one. Morningside has to come up with a clutch play, and the ball finds the grass before they're able to, so that'll mean Hastings comes out with a 1-0 victory, and that is going to lead to a 1-0 scoreline in this championship.
Yeah, much needed time to strike. We said the first one to find an opportunity will have an advantage in the series. I didn't know that I was, tossing that out literally. And then 2 seconds left, and you take advantage of that opportunity very late would put you on top. But I don't, now that we've seen it, I don't think there's anybody questioning you that Hastings has an absolute chance in this series, because that's 1-0 to them as they're able to jump out to that hot start. Morningside still played really well. I think Flex's defense, they had to kind of stand on his back and his shoulders on those defensive chances. I want to see Nelly step up. I know he's been super impactful as well for this squad, and it'll take a full team effort to really get an advantage here in this series.
Yeah, and like we saw in our last championship just moments ago, Bethel, who was the underdog in that one, was the victor in the first game by a 1-goal margin. So Hastings kind of repeating that storyline like we just noticed, but now it's up to Morningside to start playing a little bit better from behind. Sean here with a chance, and he gets the ball rolling with an early goal just 15 seconds in.
Yeah, Sean able to stick with this one and flex it, put it off the back wall. He was able to get to it, adjust, put it off the bottom side of his car in order to find a way to hit that top shelf. So excellent adjustment there to make sure he didn't hit it with the front of his car. Otherwise, that hits crossbar every time. So excellent adjustment there. And the first goal goes to Sean. And Morningside, DJ had to be careful with that one, plays it back to Sploosh. Otherwise, Morningside would have found themselves up 2-0.
Yeah, and 2-0, not a spot where you want to be, especially as Hastings just came away with an early game. You got to keep that mental strong here going into game number 2. Don't want to fall down behind too early, too far. Deck board here with a chance on the right side, high wall, but that one will be saved by Nelly and a strong clear here. Sean now beats to the ball, wins the 50-50, gets it off the backboard, and now it's going to be Flexa with a chance, but that one blocked aside by just Sploosh. Morningside trying to keep this attack going here as Hastings having a bit of trouble getting their hood on this ball. That one's centered out, but Deck board wins the race. And now there is a high fly chance here. Flexa comes off the net a little too far, but it will be Nelly bringing it out for now.
And Sploosh will turn on this one for Hastings College as they look to press in as well. As that one falls down towards the box and kind of lingered there for a second. Longer than was comfortable for Morningside eventually to get to it anyways. And Flexa will play it back out. This will hit the corner. Almost right there on the offensive side by Sean, but now he's kind of stuck in the offensive zone. A great job to recover and get a touch away to disrupt the offense of Hastings College before they could get to it. Left with no boost is DJ Rorzilla, as he'll have to kind of figure out what to do with this one. A quick, cute little flick will work to get it over the Morningside defense, at least for a moment. But Deck with a shot that'll find its way through. Great placement on that one as that one goes upper 90s and will equalize this game number 2.
Deck scored the winning goal in game number 1, the only goal in here with a piercing shot, top right, to even this one up at 1 goal apiece. Still plenty of time, though, left in game number 2 of our best-of-7 championship. Morningside, they've got to start getting the press going, be a little bit more aggressive, because both teams in this game so far, Bearlight, are making some mistakes that leaves the ball out front a little too long, but the aggression just hasn't quite been there, or at least been as precise as it needs to follow up so far.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. A little bit of cleaning up of plays on either side will definitely help and relax the team a little bit in this what could be a quite intense feeling when you hit the grand finals here. So the team that plays more relaxed and more, ready to play to a teammate, right, and find the plays that you found every single game throughout the season. You just got to get back to that comfort zone, and for these two teams, trying to find that has been relatively difficult. Flexa will turn on this one. We'll try to play it to a teammate, but Tech board already up for this one. Sean forced up as well. Great presence at the midfield to put it right back to where Hastings will have to adjust and work from their own zone. That's a demo that favors Tech. Up for it is Sploosh. He'll leave it for a teammate, and now Tech, the only one back. A chance, a flick from Sean, but Tech plays that perfectly on the recovery save.
Tech big on both sides of the ball to this point, makes the save, has the goal-scoring ability for this Hastings team to keep this one very competitive so far. Now it's going to be Sploosh down low who needs to make a save, but not quite able to get it, and Tech will be the hero to clear it along as that shot narrowly missed the mark there. Nelly now puts this one into the center for Sean, but that shot too high. Follow-up chance from Flexa doesn't go as Tech again, the hero for Hastings.
Yeah, he's been great. Now the follow-up is there. The demo out in front will free it up. Tech board will give Hastings College the 2-1 lead here in this game number 2. As you saw, DJ Rorzilla, nothing but the mission to jump out and get that demo to begin with. You love the physicality, and Hastings College find themselves on top yet again.
Yeah, and like you were saying, the physicality there made the open space in the net to get that goal to go. It looked like it was Tech coast to coast, but that one doesn't happen without the teamwork from Sploosh and DJ.
Not quite. Back on it is Flexa, though. Corner ball will find its way to Rorzilla as he'll try to sidestep when he does. Sploosh back on it, but Nelly challenges, doesn't get a touch, but it's okay. He's got the support of Flexa behind him. The touch from Nelly will drop it back to Sean. Maybe not the right move as he was the last one back. Everybody else recovering or trying to, respawn in time in order to get over and make a save. Zillow not able to challenge them, and so a touch right back out of the zone. Down to 1 minute left. Hastings College still on top, trying to hold on. The 50 will fall right into the hands of Nelly, though. He'll push forward. Great touch from Rorzilla. Otherwise, it's an even ball game. They're still not out of harm's way quite yet. Finally a clear here for Hastings College, and they can breathe.
Flexa there had such a great chance with a ton of space in the net, but just couldn't quite hit it home to even this game up at 2 apiece. Now with just 30 seconds left, the higher seed in Morningside has to make a play quicker. They're going to find themselves down 2-0, and that is not where you want to be in a grand final. The pressure seems to be already getting to these teams a little bit, and the more it mounts, the riskier you have to make these plays to pay off in goals.
Sploosh will be here to try and challenge Nelly. But yeah, time is dwindling here in this game number 2 for Morningside Esports, as DJ Rorzilla really can just kill this ball in the corner here, as he has been doing for the last 10 seconds now. Just one opportunity to get back down the field, not looking likely here, as they'll have to go to the length of the pitch. That'll almost keep it up there from the corner, but eventually it'll hit the ground. Hastings College up 2-0 in this series, so really making a name for themselves, not only, dating back to the bracket, but now you head into the grand finals and make a statement here, sitting at 2-0.
Yeah, and it's tough right now for Morningside. They're tasked with shutting down Tech, who has been the best player for this Hastings squad so far, has all 3 of the goals in the contest. Bearlight, you've seen way more Rocket League than me, no question about it. How do teams shut down another team's best player?
What you have to do is target him with bumps and demos first and foremost. Get him off the pitch. If he's not on the pitch, he can't do much, right? Is number 1. I think that's pretty much an obvious one, so I'll go with another one. Number 2 is challenge early, right? If they have any kind of talent, you know that if they have time and space, they will make a play. The only way that you can limit that is know where they are on the pitch and really jump out and take risks, right? You have your rotations for a reason. But if you want to eliminate one person making big moves, you got to challenge them early. You got to put them off their game. If they can't breathe, then you're doing something right.
Yeah, exactly. And you might have you know, you might think that demoing is an obvious solution, but we've only seen 2 demos so far in this entire contest. This hasn't really been a physical game, but there has been a goal that was scored entirely because of a demo, so that is definitely an answer that Morningside needs to look to start shutting down Tech Deck. And there it is, right? Tech Deck gets demoed. They can't hear us, but in a way, they're definitely listening.
It feels that way, right? Another shot on. It's not a coincidence. You're right. That suddenly their offensive chances and the best ones they've had all series long come right after a demo comes through. And another one. Surely they have
They're
tuned into the stream. 100% confirmed. There's no way they're not.
I love it. I love it. The answer they need, you said it was obvious. They figured it out, and that is what you need. But he can only be silenced so long. This man is a menace. Comes out from his own end and gets the fireworks going here in game number 3.
Well, that started from Sploosh, kind of returning the favor there on Nelly to get that bump, and then, yeah, sure enough, you know, they freed up some space. Morningside had their best opportunities there, yes, but they weren't able to capitalize and finish, so Hastings does it on the other end. Tech Deck has been absolutely outstanding as he works past more of this Morningside opposition. And a flip back out will lead its way to Rorzilla as this one hangs at center field here. Tech Deck taken out of the play now as Sploosh left with Rorzilla able to get across on the defensive side challenge here. Sean will wait for it, get a touch, but it's hanging here in the corner as well. And kind of handcuffed here. Not much they can do as Tech Deck board allowed the chance to get directly back into the play, but a couple of touches there and a huge 50-50 out for Flexa.
Yeah, Flexa had a chance there to put a shot on, but it will be Tech Deck clearing it into the hood of Nelly. Nelly not able to keep the Morningside offense alive, and Sploosh breaks this one down for another Tech Deck chance, and he pockets it again. This man's got 5 goals so far in this contest. And Bearlight, like you were saying, the solution could be obvious to demo him, but as every Rocket League player knows, when you get demoed, you can be one of 2 players. You can kind of get a little bit tilted, or you can dial it in and play some ferocious style of Rocket League, and it seems like Tech Deck is not going to stop being ferocious anytime soon.
Oh, definitely the latter. Absolutely. As DJ Rorzilla will try and add to this 2-0 Hastings College lead, not only in the game, but also in the series. They've been doing big work here against the favorited team in Morningside. So Morningside needing adjustments. Flexa was huge on the defensive side. No real offense to be heard from of Morningside. Got to find some more passing. Got to find some way to get around this just Hastings offense that's been relentless. It's been in your face over and over again constantly. As Tech Deck board been leading the charge here. We'll try to get it past one again. Sure enough, his crafty touch will get past one. Sploosh will keep in center field. Rorzilla try to find Sploosh a little bit too hot to handle, so Flex allowed the chance to go back at it for Morningside. Although there's a shot there for Morningside, it will be not quite the velocity they want on it, so it'll just sit here at center field. And Hastings College is sitting on this 2-0 lead, protecting it.
Hastings has such good midfield pressure, could lead to a goal here, but Sean able to backflip that one out. Tech Deck tries to edge it home, but it was basically a bunt. No velocity on that shot. Sploosh comes in for what could be the 4th chance of that one little segment of offense, but it will be defended along and Morningside break out, but they have just had some trouble getting that offense going. They're definitely not leaving attackers down in that end to generate chances like this. It's Flexa flying high from his own end with tons of boost to pocket Morningside's first goal of game number 3.
Yeah, a real mistake from Tech Deck to kind of pop it up with no real intended target and just gave away possession. And a great shot there from Flexa as he goes across court there, quite literally from center field to toss that one in. So great job to take advantage of the opportunity. Maybe another goal here off the kickoff as they try to transition quickly. Almost did as well, as Flexa will now retreat to the side wall. Quick turn to beat Hastings College's defense here. Nelly forced backwards in an awkward touch. It's had some support though from Sean as he's all over this one too. It'll go across. Flexa, the 50-50 will favor Hastings, and it should be a scramble back on the defensive side for Morningside as Nelly forced up to that ball, had just enough boost in the tank to get a touch away.
Nelly making a clutch play there to keep this one very close. They've got to hang in just with a goal differential. Nelly now with a chance goes up high with it and bar down. Nelly lights the lamp and evens this one up at 2. There's just 46 seconds to play here in our third game, and Morningside, their offense is starting to click. They've got multiple scorers now.
Oh, that was huge, because you had a feeling like Hastings was after, you know, a clean sweep over Morningside there for a bit, and when they went up 2-0 here to try to make it 3-0, it kind of felt that way for a split second, but this answer from Morningside is everything that the doctor ordered, as they'll try to continue to build off of this one with the offense in the corner, trying to get the defense to commit on chances they know they shouldn't go for, and right now it's been working, at least for the past minute or so. We'll try to continue to translate that into more offense with just 22 seconds remaining. Nelly up for it, will get a touch. It's forward towards Flexa. We'll continue with it. The shot a little bit wide, but a great opportunity again. The passing increase from Morningside. As long as they can keep the back end locked down, it should give them a great opportunity here. Down to 5 seconds. Sean looking for Flexa in the middle. Nelly will try to follow it up within the pass of his own. It's a cross. The chance is there, but it'll hit the ground, and we have ourselves overtime for the first time in this series.
That was so tense as the ball just slowly floated down and 3 cars crashed it, but no one able to get that touch. Such a good opportunity to just end this game at the buzzer, but it doesn't go. And now in a grand final, you're in overtime. The pressure is on. It is time for someone to make a hero play.
And will it be Sean? He's here in the corner to try to contest what was otherwise an outbreak from Hastings, or an attempt to get out of the zone, as Tech and Sploosh try to decide who's going to go for it. Unfortunately, it's the Flexa who's going to launch it the length of the pitch. It's back down. That's all Tech can do, but the shot going to go high. Oh, Tech did a great job to at least get a touch and buy his team some time. Otherwise, we're seeing ourselves at 2-1. Maybe we still are shot a little bit high. And they'll look the follow-up too. Here it is on the corner. Sean trying to follow it up. Flexa, another shot, but Sploosh able to get to it, and Hastings College defense holding on, but just by a thread.
And I love what Morningside is doing here. It seems like all these shots are harder than they've been all game for them. They're not going with these soft touch chances to just finesse the ball into a corner. They are just ripping it and challenging these Hastings goaltenders to come up with big saves when their hands must be shaky.
Oh yeah, you kind of imagine, and everybody looking strong in this one for sure. As you know, we said a couple of teammates need to step up for both sides, but you know, this is going to be an awkward though for Sploosh. Oh, a couple of shots here. Not there though. Flexa to put another shot on in the corner, and Morningside continues to just fluster this Hastings defense, but just not able to score. Flexa back at it, looking for a bump. It'll be a mistake. A triple commit here from Hastings. The shot's there, and Sean will bring Morningside back within one with his overtime winner.
Everyone on Morningside scored a goal this game as Sean puts the overtime winner home here, a minute and 40 into it. And Morningside are able to finally get their first win of the set, and that's what you need. You got to come back when you're down 2-0. You've got to get everyone in the same group. It really helps having every single member of that team scoring a goal in that one. Everyone gets a little bit more confidence, as likely the case was before that game started, everyone was starting to get a little flustered. They're not quite sure why this one wasn't going their way. Now everyone knows they're capable of finishing these chances.
Definitely. Morningside played like their backs were against the wall, kind of were, because it would have been match point already and championship point already, you know, backs against the wall in that sense, and they really played their hearts out here. You can tell everybody on the pitch is just giving it everything they've got, and Sean showing his clutch gene, right? Showing that he can show up when it matters the most. He'll need a little bit more of that too, as they're still behind in the series, but like you said, great step in the right direction. We said full team effort is needed, and to see everybody in the goal column in that one for Morningside is definitely a good sign of things to come for them, but it also hints at what a series it's going to be. Let's get already into the next one. It'll be game number 4, 5 minutes on the clock, and the kickoff will favor Morningside off the bat, as they will push forward into this one, but they left the defensive side open, and Hastings will get the first goal of game number 4.
And who else, right? It's gonna be Tech board if it's going to be Hastings.
Oh, yeah.
Has all 6 of Hastings' goals tonight. It seems like this player is just on another level of competition, but right now Hastings, it seems like the 2 teammates of Tech board, they've got to start coming alive in their offensive game as well. You can't just rely on who's being your best player to continue it up for such a long set like this best of 7. Tech with another chance there, but that one just a little too slow, and Sean is able to skirt it away.
Man, Rosilla did a great job setting up that one in the middle where you had 2 players for Hastings with an opportunity to tap it away. Morningside did stand on their defense there, right on the line, really, to make that save. So it kind of looked out in a way, but Hastings another shot. Flexa able to make a save again, as Morningside's defense having to do a whole lot more than they would like to, but still not allowing a goal, another goal in addition to the first one they gave up. So trying to really settle things a little bit more by playing more to the offensive side of the zone. You won't have to worry about your defense as much, just the third man back in your rotations, making sure you have it locked down on the back end.
Yeah, so many cliches, right? Defense wins championships. The best defense is a good offense. You could say both of those things about these two teams because Hastings has won their games by just narrow margins, but it's because Tech Deck has played such great offense. Morningside comes alive, not just relying on one player, but everyone making plays on both sides of the ball, getting involved in scoring, being there for the big saves. It seems like this is a very well-rounded final, and it could go deep. This one might not end soon.
Yeah, it's very likely that we'll see at least a Game 6 in my eyes, if not a Game 7. So these two teams battle it out, have been back and forth. Flexa will make that a physical reality as he plays it back towards the other ends, and so will Tech Deck board. And Nelly already up in the middle of the field here, uses a lot of boost to flip it over to Sean. May have been worth it as Rosilla will be challenged at midfield again from Flexa, and Nelly allowed the chance to turn in the demo to try and free him up some space, but Tech Deck again just in their way, and will put it directly back into the offensive zone for Hastings. An opportunity there for DJ Rosilla, but it'll be Sploosh over to the side wall again, try to play it to himself, but a bit loosely. So Hastings College at midfield to push it directly back in. Morningside not allowed the chance to get out of their own zone. Tech Deck back at it. This will bounce off the back wall high. It's a mistake. It's a touch right back to their zone, and Sean almost capitalized with a bump or a demo, but just couldn't quite connect. The follow-up's going to go high. Another chance here. The shot just a little bit wide from Sean. After his overtime winner, you thought maybe he gets that goal, but unfortunately for Morningside, just a little bit off the mark.
A little bit high, a little bit wide. Mistakes you can't quite make as Sean again rings another one, this time off the lower 90. And Morningside coming so close to evening this game up. They've got 3 shots in the last 20 seconds that could have done the task, but instead, Hastings still holds on to a very narrow lead here with 2 minutes to go.
Sean plays it right back in the zone, trying to capitalize and find the equalizer, but it'll be harder than it seems as Sploosh continues to put pressure on himself. Down to minute 50. Sean translates back down the field. Tech Deck answers. Nelly back forth. Back forth they go. Rosilla going to be able to get another one here. 2-0 Hastings College as they just left it back and forth a little bit too many times. The last back got bumped. Oh, he tripped over his own teammate, and Nelly did not see that. That's just unfortunate. Not even a mistake. The rotation just happened to see a teammate land on one another, and Hastings College going to take advantage of that one every single time and move to the 2-0 lead.
And I know he tripped up on his teammate there, and that's a little bit of a lucky goal for Hastings to come away with, but what you got to look at as they pocket another, this man, Tech Deck, has been on fire. With DJ scoring, you don't want this whole team to start feeling good because right now they are too hot to be stopped.
Yeah, no kidding, especially that man. Look at that bar down. Wow.
Nuts.
You see that at the champions level, not this level. Oh, yeah, you do, because Tech Deck is absolutely cracked. What a shot. That was insane. The 50-50 will now favor Morningside as it goes towards their ends. Yeah, confidence from Hastings is not what you want here, and that's exactly what they're going to get here for the next minute and 20. So how do you fight through that and not make it championship points? That's tough to say. Need a goal here in the next 12 seconds. That would be a decent start.
Need a goal here, or in the brief break you have before games, you've just got to lock your team in mentally and know that this is a best of 7 for a reason. You've got to bring it to that 7th game. It's not easy to do, but it would make for a hell of a story, Bearlight.
Yeah, no kidding. I definitely agree. Would be the comeback of the century here for, well, maybe not. I mean, these two teams have been relatively close. I'll give him that. And that'll be a goal as well, as Nelly's able to pull it back within 2 here with 45 seconds remaining. So, you know, if it doesn't spark the comeback, at the very least, it's at least driving that momentum into the next one, setting the tone perhaps of the next game. I haven't counted him out at this one yet. Again, another opportunity for Morningside. Their offense has been on point when we've seen them do it, and everybody's willing to contribute. And this is an opportunity again. A chance for the double touches on the goal line. What a save! Oh, they got back to it. How in the world, Flexa? Gonna try to retreat and get a touch as they try to play back out, but what a save. A goal line stand there from Hastings.
There would have surely been enough time to get that third one to tie it up to, but now each second just adds so much more pressure. Sean here with a faraway chance. That one again off the crossbar. Flexa tries to put it home, but it's gonna be Sploosh clearing it out. This one just back and forth, but Hastings clinging to a 2-goal lead. They want this victory bad. They want to be on championship point, and in just 6 seconds, Bearlight, it looks like they've finally done the job. This one has been a true test for them against Morningside, but the defense for Hastings prevailed.
Yeah. From their defense alone prevailed. Defense wins championships. Why is it so cliche? Huh? You ask Old and myself. That's why. What a stand there. And again, the pressure didn't just stop after that. They made follow-up save after follow-up save. A sploosh, a couple there on the tail end of that one. So imagine that one goal goes in, and then suddenly that same pressure comes back at you. You may not be as confident in the last 12 seconds to make that last save in addition to it, and then it would have been a tied game. But instead, it's going to be Hastings, the team that came in 4-4 in the playoffs, is just one game away from winning the championship here in their division. That's insane to me, and just shows the relentless nature of Hastings College.
Yeah, the only thing between them and the championship trophy is just a little pane of glass in the way, and of course, one last win here in this set. But Morningside, they really did do a good job of building some momentum back for themselves. They were down 3 goals, they bought one back, and a couple of close chances really made that game a lot easy, or a lot more even than it read on paper. Here, if they can just keep that offense going, keep shooting the ball hard, not going for anything cute, they could easily steal a couple more maps off of Hastings.
That's right. Morningside, the way they've been playing, I agree. They're capable of it, but have they? They haven't proved me that they can. I know they have the one win in this series, but they're going to have to show me a little bit more here if they're going to win my judgment of them being able to close out this series. I know they have the talent in them, but I'm arguing they need to show up now in these pressure situations. We saw Sean step up in that regards for Morningside in their one overtime winner in this series. A little bit more of that will be needed, and a long way to go, Old Charge.
Yeah, Bearlight, couldn't agree more with you. And the problem for Morningside for me has been, yeah, they've raised their play for about 30, 45 second streaks throughout, these games we've seen so far, but there hasn't been one game where they've kept it up for the full 5 minutes. I think that's where they're just kind of coming short in this championship game. Is Hastings is lighting the lamp every single minute of the game. They're making a big play here. Morningside has to do more, and it could be with this chance from Sean, but DJ there with the save. Secondary try, but it is still cleared away into the corner. But Morningside, they're trying to keep this defense alive. They're trying to keep this offense going for them right now with 3 minutes 30 to play. They'd love to score first, second, and third to show us that they can continue to keep the offense up for a 5-minute set, and that's what they need to do.
Absolutely. Now they're going to wait back for it. Sean was trying to get to it, but DJ Rosilla able to get to it himself. A quick turn from Sean will tap it back to a teammate. Great recognition that you don't always have to go forward. That back pass was actually key to set them up for the next possession here and grab boost. In fact, the speed of Sean going to set up Flexa. He'll go out for a bump, but the shot going to go well wide of the mark. Benelli going to put it right back into the zone and threaten this Hastings defense, who's kind of gotten away with being a little bit more offensively minded and trying in that transition to cheat up the field a little bit. So for Morningside, would like to see them really hold Hastings College true and play more on their defensive side of the ball. And right now, that's exactly what they're doing. As you see Nelly again go to the sky, try to keep it across. Tech able to get to it. His positioning on the defense has been outstanding. But now it kind of lingers. The shot there. Oh, Flex almost got across for the redirect, but Hastings will keep it out for now.
There's so many hours of play on the line, practice and video review that have gone into winning this game tonight. Morningside, like you were saying, they're being more aggressive in this game. Hastings could take advantage of that, but it's definitely how Morningside has to play. You've got to take chances. Everything right now is on the line. So, of course, it would sting to go down 1 goal right now, but you've just got to start getting that playmaking ability up. Trust your team to finish these chances. You're in the championship for a reason.
Absolutely. These two teams play each other in traditional sports consistently. And now in Rocket League, Sean able to get one here. So now they'll be up 1-0 as they find some life, as Tech has been so good, but he was bullied off that one, not elected the chance to really jump up on it, or not allowed the chance rather, as now they jump out to this early 1-0 lead here and try to take it one step at a time here.
And if you're Morningside, do you keep the aggression up or do you just adapt and play a defensive game? One goal makes it a little shaky. This Hastings squad has been so good at finding the back of the net in this contest so far. And it's not just Tech. They've had other members come alive. But here it looks like it's going to be Sploosh coming up. But that one will be rebounded away. Tech with a chance. But right now it is this Hastings offense struggling to get something going on net. It seems like they're starting to feel the pressure from Morningside.
Yeah, you can tell and sense it just by the way that they're positioned here. As I've been talking up Tech and his ability to rotate there and be in the right position just about all the time. He's been caught out of position a couple of times, so the clear was dependent on him to be in the right position. And again, he does jump up on the play and able to get to it. He'll look to drop back here as Flexa with a great pass. That shot just a little bit wide, but a great setup as the Morningside offense starting to figure out their passing lanes. But the answer's there from DJ Rorzilla as he's able to even this game at 1 with just 57 seconds remaining.
And coast to coast, they were going crazy with the bumps. Both DJ Rorzilla and Tech just trying to just bully that ball into the back of the net, and they're able to tie it up with just under a minute. It is crunch time now. This is what championships are all about. Somebody making a big play in the final minute. Is it going to be Hastings to win it all, or is it going to be Morningside to stay alive?
Yeah, Morningside has been, favored as far as the amount of real grade A chances, aka the ones that really tend to challenge a defense. But yet Hastings still found a way to linger and get the equalizer late in this one. Tech will look to build on that for Hastings. One goal here would be a backbreaker, it feels like, as that was a chance. Tech came across, got a shot up, and Nelly going to try and settle and go back the other way. It's a touch, great pass, Flex is there, the shot denied by DJ Rorzilla.
DJ Rorzilla coming up big there. Now there's just 9 seconds to play, and it will be Hastings with what might be the final chances. Tech keeps this one in the corner, trying to make a big play in the final moments of game number 5, but this one touches the grass, and we end up in overtime. What a big moment here for these Navigator Cyan teams.
For real, as Morningside, they did take the only other game in overtime that went to overtime in this series. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen again. You have to clutch up and, look to Sean as he was the goal scorer of the last one in a big way. And that's a pass across. Oh, it was almost Flexa as he came through this slot on fire. Literally through the skyline. Another pass is a shot and in, and they do it again in overtime. Morningside will stay alive with a 2-1 win here.
Morningside making it so interesting. The hero earlier with Sean there in game number 3, but here it is going to be Flexa putting home that overtime winner to keep Morningside's season alive, to keep their hopes at this championship going. And right now, Hastings, they got to be feeling it this one. It was just a 3-1 game. It just got that much closer. It seems like it's so easy to close out when you've got those 3 wins, but now Morningside make a statement that they are going to hang around for this entire set.
Yeah, they've been hanging and lingering around the whole time as Hastings has, gotten the better of them in multiple occasions, but they continue to just fight, bounce back. They know that they're the better team coming in. They've, kind of been humbled in a way over the first few matches, but again, they'll have to finish business. We said they had to come up clutch. Their only 2 wins in this series, Old Charge, came in overtime. It's been Hastings on the other side of the scoreboard, or has been on the higher end of the scoreboard rather, through multiple occasions, but they continue to fight. You keep Morningside in this one, you allow them the chance to stick around, and before you know it, they'll be challenging you. It's only 1 game that they have to win in order to even the series and force a game 7 now, as we're going to transition you into game number 6, 5 minutes on the clock, and we are underway with a chance to close out again for Hastings. And a chance to stay alive for Morningside. This story, the same as last one.
Sploosh comes in with what could have been a chance, but instead Morningside clear this one out. And now Sean almost has a touch off the corner of his car, but instead that one ends up in the corner. And like you were saying, Morningside, both of their wins have come in overtime. That tells me this team plays very well. Even when their back is against the wall, they're still in a good spot despite being down to championship point against this team, and it will be Flexa here opening the scoring. The hero of last game gets the fireworks going here in game number 6.
What a read and a double touch there from Flexa as he plays it high, and Sploosh almost got to that one, but perfectly placed ball there from Flexa as they're able to start it off and crank out the first goal and hopefully shift that momentum for Morningside. If you're a Morningside fan in chat right now, let's hear you. As those of you joining us for this finals and championship Sunday, you have seen a great one, and maybe another one as Hastings will put one on the board. They'll equalize super quickly after.
Yeah, and again, Hastings, who else but Tech Board just coming in right in the slot. Doesn't matter if there's defenders there. That one was ripped. You cannot react to make that save. You've just got to be in the right spot. And right there for Morningside, nobody was.
Kind of let their guard down for a second. Hastings is taking advantage of every single mistake Morningside has happened to make. That shot going to go just wide. Great opportunity again for Morningside. As they'll flip it to themselves. Kind of dropping off that one is Flexa. He's got Sean right there. Tries to drop it off for Nelly. They had the right idea there with the back and forth passing, the tic-tac-toe across the slot. The only issue was there was no finishing shot there for Morningside. But a good step in the right direction. If they start hitting those shots, that's going to be difficult for Hastings college defense to try to defend.
Yeah, and as this game has gone on, we've seen harder and harder shots from Morningside. This one finished by Flexa as they continue to put velocity on everything that goes toward the net. That one, the second chance goes home as all the defenders were sprawled out making that last save, and Flexa in an opportune spot to give their team the 2-1 lead.
Yeah, great reactionary save from Sploosh. The issue was no follow-up save because of the double commit, so you're right. They're all sprawled out trying to make or support a save, and because of that, Morningside able to jump directly back out to it. And now Sean with the pop. It's over Sploosh. Flex is already up for this one off the back wall. Nelly's across. Will he challenge in? No, it'll be Sploosh. We'll hang with it. And Morningside able to this time keep the lead for more than that 5 to 7 second window, as it'll be Nelly from the back wall trying to settle, and creating the lead and holding on to it for an extended period of time has been eluding Morningside. So this is a good run. They would like it to be a little bit longer, and this extended pressure here now might help that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they can't adapt to a defensive style of play here. I think they've had trouble keeping the offense alive for that 5-minute mark in a game, getting very deep into these contests, but they've proven that if this one gets into overtime or crunch time, they have the clutch factor, the X factor you need in a championship to make big plays in big moments. They've just got to identify every single moment as a big moment and keep their offense high flying.
Sean was out for blood there as he gets the demo, and now Sean from the back wall will try to get the touch, but he misses a chance. But Flexa already up in support. Great job from Morningside to stick with it, even in your teammates' mistakes, rather than calling them out for it. Just jump up, make a play yourself. But Flexa gonna miss this one though. Sploosh in the corner. We'll try to challenge Nelly, but he's able to win that battle. And another board battle won, this time by Sean off the back wall. We'll try to push it forward, but Sploosh again with the touch. Nobody's challenging. Took a minute for Morningside's defense there. Hastings College almost got to take advantage of this one, but it's still going to sit here at midfield. Bit of an awkward exchange, but a great save and a reactionary one by Flexa, but Tech going to challenge it again. Another touch out here from Nelly. He'll leave it for a teammate, and they'll try to get back out, but a quick turn again. Finally, some life for Morningside.
And Morningside's Flexa starting to feel it here, has 2 goals here in this game. A couple of big saves as well to keep the lead for Morningside. That's what you need. You need someone to just take the reins here in these big moments. We've talked about how a roster with well-rounded scoring often pays very well, but sometimes it is just game to game who's got the hot hand. Sometimes it's on one side of the ball, sometimes it's on offense and defense. Here in game number 6, it's been Flexa for Morningside. Tech Board's chance denied just under the crossbar there, but it looks like the ball is still alive for Hastings as Tech comes up with another chance, but who else but Flexa with the big save here at the minute mark to keep Morningside's lead.
Yeah, he's been great. Tech, you called his name out because he has been a difference maker for Hastings College, but the thing is, we haven't heard from him on the scoring sheet at least in a while now. So, the hot hands was there early for Tech Deck, and now suddenly he's, been challenged. You asked me earlier, how do you find a solution to just one player as an opponent? And right now, I think Morningside has found a solution. So we'll continue to try and build off of their ability to shut down their playmaker. They've got 23 seconds to hold on to this, and if they do, we'll be at Game 7. Oh, they almost got that chance across to you, but now Hastings College has one more chance to go right back down the field. Down to 10 seconds left. DJ Rosilla into the zone. Flexa to turn himself. We'll try to pop it out to kill more time. It's right there. Great job from Nelly. Now a chance from Tech Deck. It's the last one. They'll have to go all the way down the field. That Sploosh is not going to be able to get to this one. He'll be killed here. We have ourselves Game 7 now in this championship series.
And it has been so exciting to watch Morningside just battle back. It seems like every game they've got a different hero. It's been Sean, it's been Flexa. Who is going to be the hero here in game number 7? Because right now it is going to be a big moment for someone. They're gonna be a hero. Their squad is going to absolutely go crazy, jumping out of their chairs, tackling them, whoever it is that makes the big play. But right now, it is anyone's game. We are going into Game 7, Bearlight, and this game deserves to go there. Morningside are hanging in as the high seed, but they have been tested over and over again in this one.
They have been. Hastings has been great, but Morningside has all the momentum rolling into this one. They've won 2 back-to-back, but on top of that one, I want to point out, because I think it's notable at this point, I didn't think it was prior, but they've won the only 2 overtime games, so now clutch becomes a factor, and even if it's 5 minutes long or if it's the first one to score wins, either way, that same pressure feels exactly the same, right? And so, that favors Morningside here. So Hastings has a long way to go in the sense that they have to kind of come off, 2 losses simultaneously, battle that omen, and then on top of that, try to battle the clutch nature that is Morningside. We have ourselves game number 7 now. Amp it up, chat. Let's hear you. Who do you got in this one?
Oh, an early chance here for Tech Deck is turned aside by Sean as Morningside continue to be clutch. And like you were saying, Bearlight, they're the only team that's had to be clutch this game. Hastings has had a comfortable lead so far, and they've been so close to closing out this set. Now, every single game we've gone on, every single second actually, they're playing with an added pressure of, oh no, maybe we don't have this. Maybe Morningside is starting to bring it, and they currently are, as another shot is laced by Flexa, but that one just too high.
And Nelly's going to follow it up, though, as he'll push it forward towards the offensive side. For Morningside, it's a pass down to Sean, and he'll make it 1-0 for Morningside.
Oh my God, Sean, way to put it home as Nelly falls from the heavens. Sean brings the pain, flying through 3 Hastings defenders, just trying to defend that chance, but Sean muscles it through all of them with that rifle of a shot.
Oh, Flexa, another one.
Flexa, oh my God.
Off the kickoff, they're feeling it now, boys. Wow, what a chance set up by Sean off the kickoff. It's a drawn-up play where Flexa is rotating straight through. Oh my, the drawn-up play for Morningside is so effective. And now Hastings College needs the next goal. Otherwise, they're going to be in trouble here.
Oh, they're already in trouble, like we were saying. This is the first time they've really had to be clutch in a clutch scenario, and it's as big as you can get. The pressure is as high as it's been for them all season, probably in their entire playing career of this esport. Right now, that chance just goes a little bit too wide for DJ, and Sploosh isn't quite there to corral it in. And Hastings, they've got to make something happen. They've got to make it happen so fast, too. You can't let this one get to 3-0, or else you're just playing with a mental that is just so low at this point. But Tech Deck comes in here, keeps the team in it with some mental fortitude, gets that demo.
Right now, the pressure is still in the box, but Hastings College has been able to at least, cover the wounds rather, as they have been opened up and exposed, but has since calmed things down. And you look to your leaders in times like this, and Tech Deck going to get the first on the board for Hastings College, as they will be hanging around in this one.
Yeah, Tech Deck's backpack has been full of notebooks, binders, and teammates in this set. They have so many goals to their name. Hastings has really relied on them as a leader, like you were saying, to get this one as deep as it's gone. They got it to 3 games early, but now Tech Deck has to just pull off something incredible to get this team the victory.
Yeah, that one was close to for Morningside, as it will bounce off the post, and that is huge for Hastings College, because right now they need a lifeline, and if that goal goes in, a quick answer from Morningside would be even tougher.
Oh, it certainly would be. The 3-minute mark is crucial here to find that second goal. But again, as every second goes by in a Game 7, the hands, the heart rate, everything gets a little shakier. Everyone's playing on the edge of their seat, faces just inches away from that monitor as this one gets booted along down, and it looks like Sean almost had a chance there, but Hastings come away with the steal and the clear.
And Flexa will turn it right back into the zone, but watch out! That's a shot! Sean somehow comes back and makes that save. Great rotation from him, because that ball was on target and nobody else back.
Yeah, no one else back. These teams are really trading these high-velocity shots a lot this game. They stopped being cute about 3 maps ago. Now it is just all guns a-blazing, everyone clicking on all cylinders. And here Hastings just trying to break out of their zone. They've kind of had trouble here getting this defense and turning it into offense. But DJ, everyone bunched up here in midfield. That's a mistake you can't make. There's a lot of open space down there for Morningside, but the ball just in a tricky spot to make a play off of.
Somehow they're able to get out of that one. Yeah, that was a tough spot to be in. But they will survive for now. Warzilla, that's a shot back down, nobody back, and it's in. Flexa will make it 3-1 for Morningside.
And you can tell these players are celebrating in real life as that goal goes in. Flex's car is still. That's because there's no hands on the controller at this point, Bearlight. They are all fist pumping. They're flying out of their seat with every goal. I mean, no cars are moving. It doesn't look that exciting, but you know, in the room they're in, they are going crazy.
Oh, absolutely. Nelly going to try to build on this one, too, as their excitement is probably showing in comms. And when that confidence is there, it's going to be tricky for Hastings to try and settle down this wave that has come through over the past 3 games. They've been excellent. There's 1:37 left, no chance we're going to count out Hastings, as in fact they get a shot off, but Flexa able to handle it, and Royzilla able to get a bump out in front. Somebody should be able to step up for Hastings, but they're a little bit too far back. Now Tech will change that theme, as he's got a touch back to the center, but it's right into the hands of Flexa. They'll have to play back to the corner, and we're down to just a minute 15 to play, and Morningside looking to close out.
It is getting down to the wire here. Hastings are still within reach. Nelly's chance denied by DJ Rorzilla to keep Hastings in this one. You can't let that goal go in, and DJ denies it.
Back to it. 1 minute remains on the clock. Morningside has made such an effort to come back in this one, as they were down at 3-1 in this series, and they were able to bring it back. But a chance, Tech, a shot, it's off the post, it's there, no, off the crossbar. That was the chance that they needed to go, and it was that close. But instead, it's going to be dunked by Flexa on the other end, and Morningside goes up 4-1.
Flexa with the hat trick, 37 seconds left in Game 7. What was such a great chance for Hastings just slowly rolled out of the crease there, and Flexa takes it all away. That could be the dagger here.
Yeah, it sure feels like it, because that was so close to being a 1-goal game, and to 2 points away here with 30 seconds left, and now it's 4-1. It's insurmountable, it feels like, at this point. Rorzilla gonna try and try to go far side, but nothing doing. Nelly will grab the boost and kill some more time. It's across, a chance for Hastings College, and it might be their last. Down to 13 seconds left, and Morningside Esports has done it. Down 3-1 in this series, and they're able to work their way back and just ride the momentum through the balanced play of all of their members, including 2 overtime wins in this series, and they are your champions here in their division in the Navigator Scion. What a performance from Morningside.
What a comeback. Morningside, way to bring it, way to never give up. When it got to overtime, when you were down to that final match point that Hastings was sitting on for so long, you never quit, and that is the key to becoming a champion. So well deserved, Bearlight. What a set we all just got to watch.
It was. Hastings brought everything, and I questioned beforehand, and I asked you, Old Charge, I was like, does this team have a chance? They had every chance, and they were so close to closing it out. They put up a great fight, and one that I honestly didn't expect. I thought Hastings, didn't have a shot here coming in at 4-4. I know they just, took down a lot of teams to get into this finals matchup, but at the end of the day, I was like, I kind of counted them out, and mentally, they put up quite the fight, man. I would say Hastings, don't hang your heads on this one. It's a tough pill to swallow, but come back next semester even harder, because, what a battle it was.
Yeah, and 2 freshmen and a junior on that roster as well. They
Yeah.
will be back. They will be better. They'll be a team that knows they ended the regular season 4-4, but they know that they can hang with everyone, even right into a championship. They're going to be so hungry coming into the fall for a championship dub. It might be like the last set we watched for Cumberland. They got knocked out in the playoffs. They played that much more fiercely. They had the same squad. Hastings, that's your goal next semester. Now you have one in front of you. But on the side of Morningside, what a job well done. A big congratulations. I bet that entire room is just bouncing right now.
Oh, you can imagine. I can feel it from here, man. Just from the booth itself, you can tell the excitement in the players as they just continue to hold on. It was absolutely great stuff, which is always to be expected here on the NECC network. We'd appreciate the follow as well on this second channel as we look to grow the NECC as well. It would mean the world to us, even if you follow the main channel. To have all these broadcasted games is something else. NECC does a great job here as they brought me on, and I've loved it ever since. Well, on the other side of this break, we'll talk to the Navigators Scion Division champions in just a bit, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the NECC Network, where we have our Navigator Scion Division Champion Zone, Nelly from Morningside University. Nelly, congratulations for your big win here today.
Yep, thank you so much.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask you off the bat, down 3-1 in the series, was there any little part of you that was a little bit concerned that you may not be able to pull it off?
When it came down 3-1, we got super nervous, but we all talked as a team, tried to calm each other down. One of my teammates was getting his head down already, but we picked him back up, made sure he was ready to go, and then we stepped to it and played our best we could.
That's awesome, and of course you need everybody to contribute. And I think that's one thing that me and Old Charge said about halfway through this series as well, is that you guys were scoring all across the scoreboard. It takes everybody, so that's definitely how you bring somebody up. So overall, a lot of chat happening. I'm not sure if you had the Twitch channel open, but there's a lot of energy in the chat as well. So talk a little bit about what that does to you when you have fans of this caliber.
Oh, we had our watch party. I know Hastings had a watch party as well, but other teams from the Morningside were in the other room cheering. We could hear them. That was getting us hype. We were getting ready to go. And then in our room, we were all getting hyped just with each other. Whenever a goal was scored, we set our controllers down, and we were just getting hyped with each other, pumping each other up, making sure we were ready to go and finish out these games.
Love to hear it. Old Charge, I'll go over to you.
Yeah, like you were saying, Nelly, you set the controllers down. I even said that on cast that when you guys scored, you weren't moving, which meant you were just going crazy in real life. What are the nerves like in a finals game where you're down 3-1? Of course, are there jitters? How do you get the team to stay and keep playing confident when you have to just make big plays in clutch moments?
When we went down 3-1, we all put our controllers down. We got together and we talked, got to calm each other down, make sure we were ready to go. And then when we set our controllers down, we were getting hype. Hastings, shout out to them because they were locking us down. They would not let us do anything. So we had to work for every single goal. That's why we were so hyped when we actually scored and were able to start pressing that gas pedal and scoring.
Yeah, and working for every single goal is right, especially 2 of your wins came in overtime, which kind of made Bearlight and I a little scared for Hastings because you guys had the benefit going into game number 7 that you've been playing in this clutch mode for so long in this game. And Hastings, that was their first look where their back was against the wall. So you guys responded very well. Does that come from a coach? Does that come from teammates? What does your team kind of look like in terms of leadership?
I'm actually the captain for our team, so when we went into the game, I always talk to my team what we see, what we're thinking about, and then we just talked with each other, calmed each other down, made sure we were ready to go. Our coach was walking around, making sure we were all ready to play. They were hyping us up. He made sure that we stayed focused on the game and nothing else, and he just wanted us to play the best we could and win.
Well, you did win. Congratulations, man. Give it to the whole squad. Give Bearlight and Oz congrats to everyone involved in the program because you guys battled. You deserve the championship. We're happy that you've got it. And then, Bearlight, I'll throw it back over to you to end this one with Nelly.
Yeah, well, I think there's no doubts that there's a bright future there at Morningside University when it comes to their Rocket League program. So, again, congratulations. Before we let you go here, Nelly, any shout-outs you want to make? Obviously, you said Hastings is one of them for making your lives a little bit more difficult there and giving you a fight. But anybody you want to thank here or shout out here before we let you go?
I actually want to shout out Hastings. They were willing to scrim us before playoffs started. We played with them. We played them in season. We were ready to play. Big shout out to Coach Andy Rue. We watched his streams. That's how we got a film on them. Then a shout out to our coaches, Coach Seabass, Quentin, Sneaky, Colin, and Jared, and then Nick Persinger as well. And then I'll shout out my other teams. We got our League of Legends team, Overwatch team, our Varsity Rocket League team, and Valorant. They were all in here getting us hype. And then big shout out to my family and everyone else's family. Then, again, big shout out to Shano and Flexa because we were ready to go. We came in ready to play. Okay. We started off nervous, but we got the job done.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Always good to see that support across esports lines as well. Nelly, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Old Charge, another great series we got to be in the booth with. Again, Morningside showing heart, being relentless there at the very end in order to win their division. There's nothing else like that.
No, it was so good. It was everything you hope for in esports. And even as they were coming in here for that interview, you could just tell the energy is just so amped up. And this is at a point in the semester where a lot of kids might be kind of beating themselves up a little bit. They're so busy. It's not just playing in a championship level in esports, but they got finals going on. There's homework. They have just outside pressers that are so prevalent in their lives. And to see them fired up here at a game where they worked so hard all season long, I said it during the cast, hundreds of hours between the fall and the spring went into winning this game tonight. And Morningside, it truly paid off for them tonight. I'm really happy they came away with the comeback.
Excellent words there, Old Charge. I love that. And we're not done here on the NECC2 network either. We've got one last division to play it out for their championship here tonight. It'll be McGill University facing off with Queens Golden Gales right here on the NECC2 network. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. welcome back to the NECC2 Network alongside an old friend of mine. I say old because he was with me 2 series ago. It's Captain Atsuka. Back at you again, Captain. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing just swell and all as well. Just when you think you can get rid of me, well, guess what? I'm back again.
And we love having you as well, as you filled in so many times for us here, and we love to have you as always. And now it's a unique opportunity for the both of us as we get to close out the show. NECC Rocket League has one last hurrah, and we want to see you here in chat supporting it and having a great time. As we move to the Challengers Red Division 2, go ahead and finish things off. The Queens Golden Gales with the first team we look at with Llama Almighty, Wizro, and Twinkle Toes. This team comes in as freshmen, sophomore, and junior, so still a little bit young, but a team that's been killing it as they actually come in as the number 6 seed here today.
And on the side of McGill University, in the number 1 spot, we have Lucky Man 268. In the number 2 spot, we have Bry. And last but not least, it's 50 Adderall. And that is your lineup for McGill University.
So you got those two, and Addy in game will be 50 Adderall, so you'll see him as Addy, excited for this one to fire up. The last one, like we said, for NECC Rocket League. We thank everybody over the course of the season, all producers that have been involved with this one, including Michael behind the scene now and Caroline in the chat with us right now. Much love goes out to you and the crew, along with everybody that goes into it behind the scenes. You have, Booker, who's, booking all the talent here for it, everybody else that goes into it from an admin standpoint, creating the schedules. Big shout out and thank you goes to every single one of you, of course. Well, let's go ahead and get to the last series here. Queens Golden Gales facing off with McGill University. 5 minutes on the clock. Game 1 is underway with Addy right off the bat getting that first touch. And a bit of a breakdown on the defense, or they looked a little bit cramped into their own zone here, but the shot's there. It's off the post a couple of times and finally tapped in as that hung on the goal time for a lifetime. But Queens Golden Gales will jump out to a 1-0 lead.
I'm telling you, you got to watch out for them Twinkle Toes. They be sneaking up on you. That's why you can't hear them coming. But by the time you do, it's too little too late. They're already in the back of the net, and just like that, it's the Queens Golden Gales to get the first goal of the game.
And now McGill trying to answer that one off the hands of Lucky Man as he goes up and over with the air drag to put it off the back wall, but it will be cleaned up. And Llama back at it. The shot just saved off the tippy top of his car from Addy as he gets back to it. And Lucky Man to jump on this one, try to get the challenge, could not quite get to it. So Addy back up into the zone here of Queens Golden Gales. Left here at the doorstep, though, from Master as he tries to sidestep Llama, but didn't quite get around him either. So from the corner, they'll go, and Queens Golden Gales, rather, with a quick pop into the zone. And McGill along the board, and looks like the read will go from Wizro. So interesting concept here to stay on that wall, but it pays off for Queens.
I'm not going to lie, I'm actually kind of shocked to see McGill University on the back burner so far. I've been watching their progress throughout the NECC season, of course, in the postseason, and then now in the finals. And McGill University, usually one of the top striking teams, and to see them on the back foot so far, really struggling to come together on offense, is a little surprising to me.
Yeah, a little bit same of those vibes, but regardless of your nature and the way that you approach the game, the fact that both of these teams dug deep throughout the bracket in order to get here in the first place and kind of build on that. Yeah, interesting concept here. McGill needing an answer here as we tick down to 3 minutes, 33 seconds left in game number 1. Find themselves down 2-0. Tap down and a bump out of the way, though, from Wizro was super important in that instance, as that could have been an easy shot on net, but instead it's a pass back out where Master Bry leaves it for a teammate. It'll be Lucky Man fielding that pass, and just what they needed here to pull it back within 1.
And this, again, was one of those top contending strikers I was talking about. There's no luck involved when we're talking about Lucky Man. That's 100% calculated, 100% skill, and just good old-fashioned reaction time, being able to read that off the backboard and then putting it on target and in. But speaking of, let's get Love Malal Almighty to get the kickoff goal here, and a missed touch by Lucky Man feels bad.
Yeah, it just seemed like it was hanging there for a minute, and the bounce did not quite go your way. So a quick answer back from Queens. Just when McGill needed a goal, they got one, but the thing is, they let up another goal almost instantly. So kind of a bad feeling here as they try to maneuver back into this ball game. It's pass from Addy across. The shot just eluded Masterbry as he had it, but could not quite convert. But it'll fall into the hands of Lucky Man. He'll work it back out off the wall. Tries to use the corner. Will corral it around the side, but nobody as he goes through the box and out. So Addy will collect it on the other side, but right into the hands of the defense. And a couple of touches will favor Queens as Llama already back on this one. Will hit ceiling, comes back down. Twinkle Toes not able to get around it himself. So they're going back and forth. No real chances here until it goes center here for Llama, but again fought off by the McGill defense.
Yeah, now that we're just passing halftime, we see Addy with the return volley all the way downfield, but Llama Almighty has plenty of time to get that save to clear that one out. But look at this banger that came off the ceiling. I nearly thought that one was going to go in.
Yeah, almost did as well. But instead, it'll be Addy to try to keep it in the zone here for McGill. Interesting to note that McGill University was perfect through the regular season at 9-0. Then you hop into the playoffs where you haven't dropped a series there either. And they find themselves down in this game number 1. So I haven't counted them out yet because we'll still plenty of time to work with. And a crossing opportunity to work with too. But eventually fought off by Queens as they'll work directly back in from the car of Twinkle Toes. But sidestepped here from Lucky Man as he will go back up and over. A chance here to get the 50 as well, but Llama Almighty with a great and strong chance to keep it out of harm's way for Queens.
McGill University has the right idea. They're really pushing towards Queen Golden Gale's defense, very strongly, as a matter of fact. And Lucky Man just proved it with a demolition on top of everything else. But they just can't get that chink in the armor. They can't find the gap where Llama Almighty has no problem whatsoever finding the gap. They find yet another goal as well on the board, extending Queen Golden Gale's lead to 3.
Yeah, it's rare that McGill leaves those on the table, right? To kind of just find it sitting, find the ball sitting right there at the middle of the field and right in the hands of Queens, who's able to toss it back towards the net with no real challenge here. McGill looking a little flat here to start off the championship, but a long time for them to get it together here, as this minute will probably, prove to just be more of, oh my goodness, more of Queens. As McGill had that opportunity, that should have been an easy goal, but saved by their own man.
Yeah, I was actually getting ready to ask. I was confused for a second. That was on the other goal, so McGill shouldn't be defending that net. So basically, what we saw was an own. What we saw was an own save, pretty much the equivalent of an own goal. And honestly, I don't know which one is worse.
Yeah, pretty tough. When it rains, it pours, right, for McGill. As things did not quite go their way in game number 1, they'll look to shake this one off, and they haven't always been down in series very often. And when they have, they've been able to battle it back. Over the course of the season here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3-0s during that regular season. And that's not even counting the playoffs. But here, it'll be Queens Golden Gales to jump out to a Game 1 win. As McGill University able to get one back to try and fight off the momentum that Queens was trying to build into game number 2. I guess a step in the right direction, but the damage has already been done here.
Of course it has, but still, with that being said, you always want to go into the next match with at least some type of momentum, some type of offensive presence. So it's good that they were able to get a consolation goal at the very last second, at least so that way they don't go into the next round on a score drop.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is hang your head, say we couldn't quite get it going at all right towards the end. I know it wasn't going to be a shutout if they didn't get that goal, so it wasn't the end-all be-all, that they got that one back, but it takes steps in the right direction, that in that last minute we were the better team, so let's draw that out for another 5 minutes and equalize the series, which in my opinion is more than doable for McGill. In fact, it's almost to be expected, especially from the coaches and directors there that seeing them perform all year long. Comes down to the pressure, and you want to see that from your boys. And, it'd be disappointing to get out to a 0-2 lead. We'll see how McGill answers here in game number 2.
And you see, that's the thing. Maybe it's my fault. I have high expectations for McGill. Maybe I'm putting too much pressure on him. But I've seen McGill play. I know what their skills are individually. I've seen what they can do in the regular season, and I've seen what they can do in the postseason. And game number 1 just didn't look like the McGill that I know. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a strong arm comeback from McGill as we get ready to head into game number 2.
Yeah, me neither. I think they're going to hop out and really force that pressure early. They also have to close out too, because McGill, had one after Queens jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead. So to get that early mastery would be really good for McGill. Already back into the zone of McGill as they're having to play defense early. But a big clear here to try and change the pace of that as Twinkle Toes will look to play corner in order to get out. But challenge right off the bat here from McGill as their offense starts to come alive at least a little at a time. Llama Almighty trying to sidestep him as well, but a pinch there will find its way through. Lucky Man, well, kind of fits the name there with that pinch. In the 50-50 will put McGill University up 1-0 early in this one.
Nah, that was nothing luck about it. That was 100% skill right there. That was calculated as much as calculated can be calculated. 100% intentional. Lucky Man is the only player on the field who has no luck at all.
Love seeing that from Lucky Man. They jump out, trying to get that angle back with a pinch off the defender's guard. So, chalk it up how you want to. Either way, they've got the 1-0 lead. Now Wizrow will be challenged from Master Rye. To the corner he goes. Looks to the ceiling, but Llama Almighty was up there so quickly. Able to challenge him. Lucky Man goes back to work until Twinkle Toes will take over. Addy from the side wall. Wizrow awaiting on that back wall. He tried to challenge, but he jumped down a little bit too soon and at a weird angle. So McGill had the opportunity, but will not find any kind of support here. And so right back on their heels they go. Queen's doing a good job in the offensive zone again here in game number 2, but still down by 1. And yes, sure enough, McGill going to get back to it. Or can they? Man, Queen's just lingering around, but can't find this first goal.
It's because we're seeing McGill University really work the corners, but they can't stay in there too long because Lord knows that Queens Golden Gales will put every opportunity onto the net and on target. But McGill University is doing a really good job of working those corners in and out, making sure that they get the 100 boost, get the boost stars as well, and then also come in at, from the near post and far post of those corners to make sure that they don't let anything go into their net for free.
Yeah, after that Lucky Man pinch back into the net, into the opponent's net, they're trying not to be allowing that themselves. That was close though, as Lucky Man got it to bounce off his own crossbar there towards the end. Llama Almighty will challenge off the corner, but no real support there again as he's forced off it by the defense of McGill. Now Master Bry looking and eyeballing a teammate there in Lucky Man, instead going to carry it himself to the back wall and pinch it there. But Wizrow, the man on the spot, in perfect positioning to clear it back out.
Yeah, now we're seeing the pushback from Queens Golden Gales, which honestly we have been seeing for quite some time. But now they're struggling to find the back of the net themselves. And once again, coming from out the corner is Lucky Man, who is going to find the back of the net yet again.
Yeah, it's his second of the game here and fires up McGill as nobody found back for Queens. And either way, when you see the bounce happen, you have to have somebody back and waiting to react, and at the very least be able to get across to challenge it. But instead, left it wide open net, and McGill back on top of it. So he's seen so much throughout the course of the season. Maybe another one? No, Twinkletoes able to get to it. Maddie leaves it for Lucky Man. He'll pop it high. Master Bride leaves it, tries to find Addy. He's there, but the shot going to go wide. And now in transition is Queens. What a shot! And a redirect from Wizrow with the perfect setup from Twinkletoes from Queens, and they're back within 1.
Yeah, you can't get a much better pass and shot redirect than that. Right up Main Street, too. Didn't have to go off the sidewall, didn't have to go up the backboard. They went straight up the gut and line drive it into the back of the net, cutting the lead of McGill University in half.
Master Bright once more, or tries to return the favor. Addy with the shot there and sneaks it, threads the needle in the short side, and so they have a quick answer to Queens.
Yeah, we can already see right now Daddy Addy coming in with that punish. Can't get caught creeping out of your net for too long because Addy is there and waiting to line that shot up right in the lower 90 to where you just can't get to it. Now McGill University sitting comfortably with that 2-goal cushion.
Maybe another one here off the kickoff as they try to strike directly after it, but no doing. As Master Bry will turn, left it for Llama Almighty, who was already on that one to challenge. Wizro will jump on it next. He had that really solid redirect at the middle field to pull it back within one before McGill was able to answer another shot. What a save for Master Bry as he gets back to it. Twinkle Toes will try to set up Wizro. Leaves it for Twinkle Toes. Will try to tap it back down to a teammate, but he is just given the business by Addy, who will put it right back towards the net. It'll go in, and McGill University now up 4-1.
I'm telling you, if you just put yourself too far out there and you creep up just a little bit too far into McGill University's territory and you pull out of net, Daddy Addy's going to punish you, and that's exactly what happened. Addy went up straight towards the midfield, saw nobody home in their net, and just put that one down and in to extend McGill's lead by 3.
Yeah, you're going to try to settle Twinkle. Try to play past that defense, but Addy back on it now. Off the back wall, Master Bry, good read. Llama Almighty with a great answer there on the doorstep rather. As Llama Almighty will find Twinkle Toes, but cut off by Lucky Man as he was up to the ceiling in order to defend that one so quickly. There's no way you can anticipate when they jump on the play like that.
Absolutely not. Now Wizro is going to be going towards the midfield and now up into the air on the side of McGill University. But it's Master Bry to come out with possession of the ball. Now has an opportunity as this will go out towards the corner. Back to the middle. The 50-50 goes high. And the Llama Almighty will win the 50 to send this one back towards McGill. But now Master Bry putting this one down towards the side has Lucky Man, only to be intercepted by Twinkle Toes. And now Master Bry again will just take control and run the remainder of the clock as we approach the final 5 seconds. And it's all but over but the crying as McGill University will take it 4-1.
Yeah, that looks like the McGill that we saw throughout the season there at Soka. It just played a whole lot better and, pieced together their thought processes and where they wanted to go with the ball. And, when they had to, they used their isolation, their 1v1 in order to make a play themselves and really set themselves up nicely for that one, including good reads from Lucky Man over and over again, not only on his pinch goal early with that first goal for McGill, but followed it up over and over again with some good reads to really, shut down the Queens offense that we saw so much in game number 1.
You see, what I liked coming from McGill, to their benefit, they played well in round number 2, but I really liked how they weren't crowding each other. They really were able to spread the field out evenly, and it wasn't too many times that I saw double commits coming from McGill. They gave each other enough space to operate, not so much that they were leaving each other in isolated positions going for 1v1 plays, but just enough to where they can interact with each other without stepping on each other's toes.
Yeah, and they really made Queens work for their only goal that they had in that game because the rotations were so strong. And, you can get aggressive while still, being respectful to the offense of the other side, right? To be able to read and get back. It requires a lot of speed, but here at this Champions level, you can definitely pull it off. Or Challengers, I believe. Either way, you can pull it off, right? So they did a great job of that. Yeah, Challengers Red Division, just to, so we're clear. So they already have a lot of speed there, so you can get a little bit aggressive while still holding down the back, and that's what we saw from McGill, and they're right back at it again with some pressure in this game number 3.
Yeah, speaking of, now that we're getting game number 3 underway, I'm just going to make a recall to a previous matchup earlier in the day where it was the only team in the grand scheme of things today that started game number 3 at 1 apiece. And that game ended up going all the way to game number 7. So that could very well be a telltale sign of what we might expect between these two teams.
Yeah, no doubt. We've seen it throughout the regular season. In fact, although it was a 3-0 scoreline the first time these two teams match up, it wasn't a telltale sign. It was still super close. So we're already to that 1-1 scoreline, which is already proving my point, right? It's not going to be that one-sided affair that McGill had earlier in the season. So back to work goes McGill as they look to become that team that they were in the regular season that did end up 3-0 in Queens. That'll be a bounce, though. That's kind of dangerous for McGill, but that great touch and read from Master Bry will keep it away for now. Addy having to add to it, and a big clear here for McGill University.
And here we go, Lucky Man now taking control as this will head out towards the corner. And again, we're seeing McGill step their game up at the midfield as Master Bry will get the touch to put this one in off the assist from Lucky Man.
Lucky Man has been great as he jumped out in front to try and get that bump or demo, and still just did enough to distract the Queens defense, who wasn't back at all. So McGill, you give them that chance, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to bury that one. And off the kickoff again, is anybody there? No, it's a free open net for McGill University. And now I'm checking to see if there's anything wrong with Queens. No, just a fake from Wizrow, I guess. Just you can't make those mistakes against McGill.
You know, when you're faking, you're supposed to let your other team, the rest of your team, they need to know that you're faking. Otherwise, you're faking, but you're not faking. So now your team is just as faked out as the opposition, but Master Bry was not faked out at all, being able to put that one on and in. Again, Master Bry, like I said, is one of those top strikers coming from McGill. But let's not forget about Addy. Who can forget about Addy? Constantly hitting the back of the net time and time again, and they will, in this game number 3, extend their lead 3-0 over Queens Golden Gales.
I don't know if you saw, but Wizrow and Twinkle Toes unfortunately stepped on each other's Twinkle Toes as they could not recover whatsoever on that play. Unfortunate circumstance, but again, that goes back to the rotations that we say were so strong from McGill. Maybe Queens could, take some notes out of their book here, as that was a mistake again. McGill has capitalized on 3 of them already in this game.
Now going off the backboard, Master Bry, another one with what can only, I don't even know if this is technically a Doomsy dish, but still coming out from the corner like that and being able to angle that one down and in was nothing short of impressive, as McGill University will go up now 4-0 over Queens Golden Gales.
I think I'll call it a pre-flip, perhaps. Could be considered a Doomsy, I suppose, except it came from the sidewall or corner. Either way, it's a great read. And yeah, McGill filling themselves now. This one's back down the field. Master Bry gonna turn, get another shot off, and Twinkle Toe is having to desperately flip across to make that save, as Lucky will try to go all the way across the length of the pitch to find Master Bry again. And Queens needs to cut off McGill in their offensive prowess. You gotta clean up your mistakes here, otherwise this game could get away from you. The series could get away from you as well, rather. Zaddy not able to connect on this one, but after winning that first game, Queens has just been bested by McGill, and at no fault of their own. We've seen McGill do this to team after team during the regular season.
Absolutely, which is why I was so surprised that game number 1 was so one-sided. But now, like we were saying, this looks more like the McGill team that we're used to seeing. But with that being said, Queens Golden Gales still have plenty of time to try and equalize. 2 minutes is a good amount of time here in Rocket League.
Oh, sure is, yeah. Even for 4 goals off the kickoff. Well, we saw McGill score in a matter of 2 minutes here, 4 goals. Or maybe just a little bit over. But either way, you can score quickly for sure. They will definitely need one. We've seen Wizrow and his ability to create plays, his mechanics. But he's going to be denied again. Twinkle Toes to keep it in the zone, though. Wizrow already up for this one. The touch is there, just wide, but Twinkle Toes will be there. And finally, a little bit of rotational play there from Queens is what we saw in game 1. We see it again here. And it will be within 3, or they will be within 3 now. So still a long way to go. It's still 1:33 left to do it. And Wizrow, no shocker here that he's the one that set up the play to begin with.
Absolutely, and now Queens Golden Gales have stopped the bleeding for now, as the drought is officially over. They get on the board, and now McGill University ahead by 3, and still very doable for Queens Golden Gales. They are still very much in this game number 3.
No Lucky Man trying to get to that one, not able to quite connect on this one. We'll leave it for Queens to play it directly back out, and Llama Almighty already up for this one. A quick touch across. Twinkles will have to be careful to beat Addy, but does just that. And Wizrow forced out of play. It's down to 1 minute left here on the clock. As Llama could not beat the McGill offense as they kill even more time. Addy across. Master Bry, a shot and in. 5-1 now for McGill.
I'm telling you, they're channeling the power of BDS through that decal. That's what Master Bry is doing. That's how they constantly find the back of the net time and time and time again here in game number 2. Now 5-1 in the favor of McGill University with only 50 seconds left to go. That's nearly a goal every 10 seconds for Queens Golden Gales if they try to equalize.
Yeah, this Not much they can do here. That might be one, though, as Twinkle Toes will get his second of the game. And we'll pull them back within 3. So, again, a prayer for Queens, as it hasn't quite gone their way this entire time. If they had just shown up like this at the beginning of the game, maybe we'd have a different narrative moving to the final minute here. To 42 seconds and a prayer for Queens, and Lucky Man will push it forward. That's a chance to finish it off the kickoff. Maybe pulling them out of position, though, as Queens try to transition themselves. It's Llama, plays it out. Wizro beats the defense again. Llama already up for that one, tries to flip as a fake. It's still there on the doorstep, but they're able to get to it nonetheless, and McGill should be able to kill enough time at this point. We're down to 20 seconds.
Master Bry literally caught the ball on their own goal line and then held it. That is some impressive ball control coming from Master Bry, even on the defensive side of the ball. But with all that being said, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, the final seconds on the clock will tick away, and that will be the game for McGill University.
Yeah, well done from McGill to all around, right? To shut down the offensive Queens for long enough where, even when Queens came knocking on the door, it was too late at that point in time. They knew it, so they locked it down. You love to see them jump out to the 2-1 lead as well after going down 1 to Queens, too. If you're a fan of McGill, obviously you're like, here's my team. I enjoy this. This is how they like to play. Queens, the way they were able to limit McGill's chances in game number 1, well, can't count them out, right? They're just up by 1. It feels tough because they've already 3-0'd you before, and if they get 2 more wins, it's over. So the time is now to step up and find a win for Queens. You can't wait to get back on your heels at 3-1 and say, hey, now the comeback begins. We saw that in the last series, a 3-1 comeback, but when it comes to a team like McGill, I don't think it's going to happen.
You really can't be sure either way. But with that being said, we did see McGill kind of fall, I guess, not necessarily under the pressure, but I guess under the pressure of the offense that was coming, of course, from Queens Golden Gales in round number 1. So, Queens Golden Gales still very much within striking distance. It's 2-1 overall in this series scoreline in favor of McGill. But going into to the benefit of McGill is that now they are on a 2-game winning streak, and they have a whole wave of momentum to ride into the next round.
They do. They absolutely do, and they'll try to continue to work on some of the things that they haven't been perfect at either. They both teams are trying to really patch up a couple mistakes that worked both ways, and for Queens, a few more than McGill in the last one. But that being said, if they have a fine-tuned gameplay, we see that they can be the better team like they were in game number 1. So we have a rehost right now, so it'll be just another second before we get into the next one. So I will ask you, Atsoka, at what point will Queens be able to get back into this one? What are you looking for in this next one?
Honestly, they can get back right into it, into this next game. All they really got to do is make sure that they're not really shadowing each other so much. We saw a lot of that. They were just a little bit too close for comfort. They weren't sharing the field. They weren't spreading out enough. And really, it was allowing McGill University to find the gaps in the field and in their net that allowed them to score so many times. So if they're able to communicate while spreading the field and not only keep awareness of where McGill University is, but where each other are, I think they're going to be able to rotate a lot better and find themselves in much better positioning, not only to get saves, but to turn those saves into fast break plays and inevitably find the back of the net more often.
Yeah, we talked about speed, Hatsuk, and that goes with it, right? Those rotations that they had on the back end to really create the offensive chances, right? To move down the field quickly in transition. Well, that's what allows you to do that. You can't really play aggressively, while also being able to get into a place where you are comfortably over and over again for the defense, but keeping a member of the play of your team downfield in case you want that redirect, like we saw from Queens earlier in that one too. Wizro with that incredible play at midfield. I would like to see a little bit more of that. Take some more risks if you're Queens University. I think it paid off in game number 1. I think you go right back to that, using your speed, using your ability to create plays and stretch the pitch. It worked out for Queens in game number 1. It'll have to do so as well as we are about to head into game number 4 here momentarily.
Yeah, Queens just seems like they're a little shaken up. Of course, after that first loss, it's unfortunate. It feels bad.
Yep.
But now they just got to get out of their own heads at this point, because we saw what they're capable of in game number one. They were insanely speedy. They were able to connect in the midfield with some impressive pass plays. But now they're playing like they're a little bit nervous. They're hesitating on these pass plays when they really should just go for it. You're operating at a high speed is going to require you to take a little bit of risk. So you really just got to go head first into that risk and not be afraid of it.
Yeah, exactly. Play a little bit more aggressively. You need to be, and this team beat you 3-0 in the regular season. So, jump back out and take that risk. Play a little bit differently than you did before, because obviously you couldn't quite find a solution the last time. And in game number one, you showed yourself that you can. And I think that's a big mental block that they will be able to kind of get through with. Well, I mean, it's been a crazy day here at SoCa. I know you've been here just about all day on the on this network, on this B stream. So a little bit of a reflection overall as the day of the day as a whole. Again, a lot of upsets to make it into the final. So we saw a lot of lower seeds make it through, and some of them pulled out a victory as well. That was super cool to see.
Absolutely, but without further ado, we are getting ready to head into game number 4. Remember, McGill University is up 2-1 in the overall series scoreline, and Queens Golden Gale is on the back foot. If they go down here, McGill University will have series point.
Oh, they almost made it 1-0 already off the bat to challenge Queens and say, hey, we're going to play with the lead again. Luckily for Queens defense, be able to hold off. Llama Almighty will leave it for Wizrow. He's back into the zone. A chance for a double touch. Didn't quite get it, but the follow-up from Twinkle, who had quite a few goals in the last one, just not able to pull that one off. Left for Wizrow. And they're able to jump back on it because of the physicality that they played. And McGill University ends. This one off the back wall. A chance for a read, but answered nicely from Addy himself on the back end.
Now, you see, this is the aggression we were talking about, and this is the speed. They took it immediately into the corner, and they got a pretty impressive banger to get the midfield pass. Granted, they weren't able to follow it up and score, but they were still causing a stir on the defensive side of McGill University. And honestly, when you're making that offensive push, that's really all you can ask for.
Absolutely. You want to kind of ride that into where you're comfortable with, and for Addy, he's going to touch you right back into the zone. Now a chance here for McGill. It's a cross, a shot's there. Wizrow from midair, able to make a huge save for Queens. And now Llama right back down the field in that transition. You said that'll be a big part of how they can step up. Here's a chance, but Master Bry with a giant save.
Yeah, Master Bry is definitely going to be the player to look out for on the side of McGill University. Honestly, if I wasn't so polite to say that maybe we should put a bounty on McGill if you're on the side of Queens Golden Gales, start getting some bump plays and getting Master Bry out of the play, out of rotation, so that way maybe you can get past their defensive line.
Yeah, he's been a force to be reckoned with. He's been around for a minute, too, in this series, just constantly being that presence that's so tough to get around. Llama will try and get around him himself, but Master will be on the challenge here for Wizrow, although he gets past him. Waiting on the backside was Addy, and this is rolling back towards their net, but Llama able to get to it in time. Wizrow turns. Will be a pass across, but cut off by Master Bry again. Llama able to read Addy as he tried to center. He'll try to center again. This time, Master Bry almost tried to snipe him himself off a Doomsy dish, but instead, he'll be lucky to try and step up himself. It'll be a backtrack here from Master Bry as Queens just doing anything they can to get it out of their zone.
Yeah, now that we're past halftime and still sitting at 0-0, it's almost a complete opposite of the type of play style that we were seeing all day. But finally, a sign of daylight for Queens Golden Gales as they are able to find the back of the net with this long clear coming out from Llama Almighty.
Yeah, a great job on the back end to just send it forward. We said aggressive positioning, keep somebody down the field. It worked for Wizrow. And in this time, in this instance, it's Twinkletoes who's been the goal scorer for the past 2 games for Queens. But now an answer there from Master Bry as he goes up and over the defense, gets the pinch, and will equalize with 2:06 remaining.
Well, you know what they say, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself, and that's exactly what Master Bry just did. They literally took the interception from the midfield, brought it back into Queens Golden Gales territory, and then self-dribbled up and over to get to the back of the net, and sometimes all it takes is some 1v1 mechanics, and it paid off huge for McGill University.
Oh, and almost did again, doing the exact same thing. Wizrow will jump down and get a touch around. Not much communication going on. As Twinkle thought that he had to step up in his place, but Wizrow was not done with the sequence. Lucky Man forced up on it. Another double commit here. If Wizrow's bumped off this one, it could have been a problem there for Queens, but they still jump on it and a chance the other way. And oh, Master Bry able to get to that one and settle it down. Wizrow leaving it for Llama. That'll be a shot that's defended. I believe Addy got a touch on that one, and so Lucky Man will try to play back out, but Addy to the corner. Kind of trapped here a little bit until Master Bry able to jump on it himself. Back over to the corner where Wizrow is waiting. He'll grab the 100 boost, but bumped off it as Master Bry knew that it could have been an issue if Wizrow had that space, and so if you bump him off it, you'll get more offensive possession time, which we're seeing now.
Now only a minute left to go. We got ones across the board as we are still tied 1 apiece. And neither side finding too much success on the back of the net, as this is definitely one of the more lower scoring games that we have seen all day. But with that being said, Queens Golden Gales are losing possession as the ball finds its way back into the Queens territory. And now the cross pass finds its way in the midfield, but is intercepted by Queens Golden Gales. And now Lucky will leave that one go so that way they can retreat and rotate back to defense.
Master Bry all over this one on the side wall. He's by himself. He knows it. Almost another solo play like we saw earlier in this one. That angle almost there for Lucky Man, but just a little bit off the mark. So Twinkle Toe is able to get it to Llama. He'll pop it up. Waits for it. Nobody really back. It took Lucky Man a minute to get there, and Queens almost capitalized here with just 10 seconds remaining. It'll be Master Bry back the other way. Waiting for it is Llama. He's struggling with this one. Will allow a shot on Wizrow backwards, having to make that save. And Master Bry wants more. He's got the pass across. The shot's in. Oh, McGill. 2-1 win. They'll move to 3-1 in the series on a 0-second goal.
Look, I mean, honestly, this is just clutch as clutch can be with 0 seconds on the clock. You know what this is? You know what this shows of, like, real good teamwork? You know why? Not only was Master Bry able to come up from the corner and get the pass off, but the communication was so on point and the positioning was so good. Master Bry had 2 options to pass to on that one. Addy and Lucky Man were both there and waiting and primed and ready to go to put that one in. Didn't matter who got it. Could have been Addy, could have been Lucky Man. No matter what, as soon as Master Bry was able to get up and carry that ball out of the corner, that one was going in with 0 on the clock.
Yeah, it's good to see when your clutch players and your go-to players, like Master Bry is. He's been very impactful throughout the season when he's able to solo play it, take it himself, but also recognize when that's not going to work. Instead, it's a way better option to drop it to a teammate and do it with such perfection. What a great combination to have from your leader, and McGill just 1 game away from their championship.
Absolutely, this is match point for McGill. If they win it here, they will win it all. But Queens Golden Gales will be the one to strike first. They are not done yet.
And Twinkle Toes is not giving up. And yeah, Llama's been good at moments, and so is Wizrow to get a couple of goals. But Twinkle Toes has been trying to really amp up his team. You can tell he's trying to become a leader, and this team believes in him too. But they're going to have to do just a little bit more of the contribution like they did in the first couple of games to really see its effect here. As McGill will look to transition. They want a quick answer and to get a lead because, you know, in the game where you could close out, if you're forcing Queens into a spot where they have to come from behind, that's always tough to come back from. Well, there you go. There's the equalizer. Addy just proving you're right here as they're able to get back quickly and get it back to ones.
It's one thing to fight in your own half when you have to and your back is against the wall. It's another thing to fight in enemy territory and get into the face of the opposition and still be able to win 50s and feed your teammates the ball. Just absolute FaceTime aggression coming from McGill University, and it's really what they've been using to constantly find the back of the net, and they're doing it again. And with that, once again, we're tied at 1 with only 1 minute gone.
Yeah, quick goals both ways. We want to thank you if you've been with us from the start, or if you're just joining us now, regardless. Well, the day started off at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and we moved to just about 11 p.m. Eastern Time as well. So all the work behind the scenes to make this happen, we're appreciative of, as well as all the producers that go behind the scenes. What a day it's been in this Grand Champion Finals. This is the last finals of the day here on NECC 2, so if you're joining us from the mainstream, we appreciate you coming through as well, and we amp up this one as McGill just one game away from the victory. As shots there and in 2-1 for McGill University off the Karabati.
Now this was just a fantastic shot right here. You see the angle in the aerial come through from Addy. Being able to line that one up and still have enough speed for it. You got to keep in mind, just from going completely up adjacent towards the ball, that's going to take a lot of steam out of your engines. You know, it's going to take a lot of boost. And still being able to propel yourself and get the power behind the ball is honestly, to me, at least a feat that honestly gets taken for granted whenever we see these aerial shots.
Underrated for sure. And McGill is so good at it. They're so effective at it too, especially when we talk about the Challengers division as opposed to the Champions, which is the top level. It doesn't matter. These players are so skilled and doing it in such clutch moments, especially when we talk about McGill, who's going right back at it. A chance to shot just wide. The follow-up there. No, a save from Llama. He gets across. Wow, what a save.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it's even not just mostly about getting the ball into the back of the net. Ultimately, that's what you want to do. But it's also about keeping the opponent at bay, keeping them confined into their own half, so that way they can't play offense because they're too busy playing defense.
Yeah, you want to get out eventually, right? You can rely on your defense for so long, but then eventually you want to transition it to something a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more offensive. But Wizro, a quick move there, couldn't quite get around it as he was lacking boost. In order to get that angle, would have been a tough one regardless. So Queens back to the drawing board. This one will hit the ceiling. Birds, oh my, this one will bounce down and in. McGill up 3-1 now.
I love how Lucky Man makes the most, like, controversial shots to where you think, was that luck? No. I mean, I'm not going to say it's luck. I hardly ever see too many actual lucky shots, but Lucky Man always in the center of attention when you see a 50-50 go awry or a dunk that honestly just goes a way that you didn't think it would, or if a pinch happens to go up high off the ceiling and falls into the back of the net. It's always Lucky Man with the unorthodox goals.
Turbo Pulse is the first one that comes to mind, right? I know he's recently been, is now a sub, right, for his team, but a 4-time champion, but none of his goals really looked like it was going to be an intentional perfect shot, right, or a perfect setup, like just how it needs to be. Like, oh, there it is, right? But either way, it got the job done. Wizro will as well, as he's trying to battle back here for Queens. He'll pull them back within one here, and Queens, a little bit of hope, a little bit of life here.
Absolutely, that'll do. Wizro working some magic there to bring their team back within striking distance. Now only one goal is the difference maker between McGill University and Queens Golden Gales, as there is only 1 minute and 30 left on the clock.
Winkle will jump back out. Llama's got a great chance at a shot there, but Lucky Man able to disrupt that before it got going. A bit of a fake there. He sticks with it and gets the touch again. Another Turbo Pulse and like goal. Another Lucky Man type goal, we might as well call it at this point. We'll pull McGill back with a two-goal lead here late in this one here at Soka, as they are just soaking this up and trying to end it now.
Might as well. Lucky Man once again being able to get what looked like a double dunk to put that one into the back of the net. Again, just showing why they are so good at those 50-50s, not only being able to win one, but also being able to win two. And with that, they go up to 4-2 in the scoreline now with just 1 minute remaining, and now Master Bry doing some work on defense, getting the save and clearing that one back toward Queen Golden Gale. But now Master Bry has to retreat and play just a little bit more defense.
Oh, a great pass there. Can they get the angle? No, it eventually goes in. Twinkle Toes will be credited, but I believe they put that in their own net. But that setup from Llama was absolutely filthy. And luckily, but Master Bry couldn't quite get around it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that one hurt a little bit. You know, we saw that it was honestly coming out. It really was. And I don't think Master Bride realized that they had teammates, they had help there and waiting. But, oh, well, when you have Lucky Man on your team, I guess you don't have to try and play the best defense you can, because Lucky Man is just going to put the ball into the back of net for you anyway.
Oh my, what an angle it was. The arrow necessary to hit that angle was unreal. Literally almost had to go upside down in order to flick it in the right direction to get power on it and to put it past the defense. Wow. What an answer and response. Every single thing Queens has put up, McGill has had an answer for. And right now, time is ticking down. It is 30 seconds left on the clock. Lucky Man could put it away with this one, but Wizrow will hold on to it for now. Off the corner, will beat one. A flick late on that one to try to get it around the defense and almost made it happen, but they're running out of time. Down to 17 seconds left. McGill a chance. They'll kill it again as Wizrow. One more chance across. Is this going to go? No. The follow-up, is it there? No, it's not. Lucky Man coming around. It looks like Llama has just about given up, and it will be McGill University with the 5-3 win in this game and will win the series 4-1. They are your Challengers Red Division champions. Congratulations to this team as they will put it away once the ball hits the ground, and it's well earned after their 9-0 season. Man, what a performance from start to finish from the get-go from this side. You know, the Queens University, they were able to put up a great fight here in this one, a game 1 win. Ever since that game number 1 at Soka, it was an absolute McGill win here from start to finish.
It most certainly was, and I love how long they were able to keep the ball up there at the end. That was absolutely insane, but once again, congratulations to McGill University for your NECC Rocket League Grand Champions, and well-deserved, as a matter of fact. And honestly, I want to say that I am surprised, but I'm not. I knew McGill had it in them. Ever since they went down in game number 1, I had a feeling that they was going to be able to make that comeback, and sure enough, they were. And they were able to take the game in stride, doing so well on every aspect of the ball, whether it be offense or defense, whether it be the pass plays or the solo mechanics. McGill simply has it all.
Yeah, they do. An excellent win there as well, Queens. You know, they had the game 1 win, and you started to think that maybe it was there. Well, I guess maybe you said that you believed in McGill all along, and maybe I did too, but I still felt like Queens had a great opportunity and did themselves favors early, but I feel like the adjustment was made and from McGill and just wasn't responded to by Queens. They had a couple of shining moments. I thought Twinkle Toes is a great player to build your team around as well. I mean, Twinkle Toes, again, a sophomore, so at a point in time he'll be around. So a great player all around. Wizrow, the mechanical skill from him. So this team will be around for a while. But again, congratulations for winning that championship for the Challengers Red for McGill University. When we come back, a quick interview with McGill, the winner themselves. And so we'll see them on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere. welcome back to the NECC network for the finals. It's the final Rocket League Grand Champions. It's McGill University, or University of McGill, rather. We've got Lucky Man here from the winning side. Lucky Man, congratulations on your team's victory.
Thank you. It was a hard first game, but then it went pretty well.
Definitely. So talk about how powerful it is to have two teammates in Bry, in Addy as well. Those two players definitely brought it, and it made your life really easy, but you made some incredible plays of your own.
Thanks. Yeah. Because our system is built on having 3 players that work well together and have a lot of synergy. So we need everyone to be firing on all cylinders, and that's what we did, which came out and delivered.
Absolutely. Wizro on the other side, lots of mechanics. Llama with some offense, but Twinkle Toes really got in there too. How did you end up shutting down this team? I know they're the number 6 seed, but they didn't play like it, did they?
Yeah, we saw that they beat the 2 and 3 seed, and we were like, whoa, we don't want to be the third one, to go out. So I always tell my guys, like, we just need to play the way that we just need to do our thing. We can't think about what they're doing. We got to set our tone, set the pace, and then it'll just go our way. That's it.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Hey, Captain Ahsoka, I'll toss it over to you.
Well, thank you. I'll go ahead and receive that and then relay my questions, because I got to say, Lucky Man, after watching that, I'm a fan. I'm a Lucky Man fan. If you got some time, sign my profile after this. But no, in all seriousness, I got to say, first of all, I love your play style. The 50-50 wins, like, honestly, you were the new 90-10 as far as the NECC is concerned. And for just to put a little dousing on the flame for the haters in chat, is it luck or no? We saw so many 50-50 wins. We saw the pitches come off the sidewall. We've seen the shots come down off the ceiling. I say no, that's not luck. That's 100% skill.
Yeah, well, a part of the mystique is not letting people know whether it is luck or not. So I'm not going to reveal whether it's luck or not. Yeah.
You see, there we go. That's big brain play right there. Got to keep them guessing. Now with the follow-up, I want to talk to you about one of your teammates here. Of course, I'm going to talk about Master Bry. It seems like you two do well with communication. Y'all have some really good synergy with the 1-2 combos, the pass plays, especially coming out of the corner. It's like Master Bry is kind of the spearhead, like the number 1 spot that goes in to break the defense up a little bit, and then y'all come in with the support. Is that how it goes, or is that just kind of how it went for that game?
Yeah. We always play our best when Bry is confident and just does his thing. I like to think that I'm like the backbone, the guy that like does the little things. And I like it when Bry is all up in the opponent's face. And like when he does that, that's what you see right there. He scored 4 goals in game 2. That's what he can do, So I just want him to like be confident and do his thing. Yeah.
Definitely, that pop-up potential was definitely capitalized upon, not only by him but yourself as well. You guys did great. So again, congratulations. But before I let you go, shout-outs for you. Who do you want to give some love to after this championship victory?
I want to shout out the Howard Dragons who played earlier. They scrimmed us a lot today, so we're happy. I think we won partly because of them. We had a lot of good practice. I want to shout out McGill University, Bry, 50 Addy, everyone at the Esports Association, my family, I guess, my friends, and yeah, that's it.
Awesome, Lucky Man. Again, congratulations on your victory, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Of course. Man, Captain Ahsoka, what a day we had here on the NECC. You got to start it off, and you got to shut it down. You've done that multiple times over the season. We're very thankful for you. Your final thoughts over the course of today.
Well, let's see. Final thoughts. Again, y'all have seen me tighten my tie all night, but now that we're towards the end, I'm going to loosen it a little bit. And honestly, it's just so great to be a part of this organization. It's great to see all these collegiate teams come together. And not only do we get to see some of the best collegiate teams around fight it out, but we get to see them improve throughout the season and again in the postseason. So seeing a lot of these players, a lot of these familiar faces really grow in front of us, and to watch that and see how they progress as they continue their Rocket League careers is nothing short of a privilege, and I'm happy to be a part of it. And with that being said, I do think that, I just want to toss an idea out here, but I think I should get a role in the NECC Discord that just says first responder, because I'm always the one to show up at the last second and come in clutch when I'm needed most. Just to toot my own horn there a little bit as we wrap up.
A lot like Bry in that sense, aren't you? Like coming through when you need him most, 100%. And so, guys, super thankful for you. Super thankful for all the producers as well that go behind the scenes and work. The admins that are getting the teams in their respective voice chats as well and making sure they're in the right place. Everything that goes into this from an NECC standpoint, they're great behind the scenes, setting that up. The producers as well to make the broadcast happen. Couldn't do without you. All of our lovely talents, including you at Soka and all the many people that you saw here on the NECC network and the NECC2 network as well. So very thankful for you guys too. Also remember, although Rocket League may be finished up, NECC is not. Rainbow Six Siege finals will be tomorrow, so make sure you tune into the 2 NECC networks in order to check out those matchups. Until next time, until next semester here at Soka for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Good night.